As a woman, here's a little story for you. One night, I needed to let my hair down. Kind of relax, wasn't looking for anything. I was at a bar, having a nice glass of Woodford with some filthy cherries. And I noticed this man checking me out. I was wearing a nothing too revealing, but a nice black dress. Low cut, just enough to tease the imagination. You can see the top of my breast, but that's about it. I saw him staring, so I decided to tease him, see if he was a real man, and had the balls to take up what he was putting out there, because there was heat in his eyes. I took my finger, slowly drug it up my breastbone, across my breast, up to my décolleté, played around with it for a bit, and I watched his eyes. Finally, we made eye contact, and I thought, this is it. If he blushes, I'm definitely not interested. But if he winks or comes over, definitely having a conversation with this man. And yes, he did wink. I was very much attracted, very interested. Owning up to being caught, owning up to checking out, made me feel like the sexiest woman in that room. And for him in that moment, I might have been. He signaled the waitress, wrote something down on a napkin, bought me a drink. Of course, Woodford, filthy cherries, of course. The waitress came over with the napkin and said, join me for a drink. And right now, I'm betting you're thinking, he's tall. You'd be right on that. He was tall, but I'm 5'2". He's definitely over 6 feet. And then you're probably thinking broad, shoulder, fit like a football guy. No, actually he wasn't. Tall, you have right. Runner's build, more or less. Very attractive. Not something I'm normally interested in, but the bravery, him sending over a note, and I'm always curious about the guy in the back that's quiet, that watches. So gentlemen, we do see you. After being brave, winking at me, owning up that he got caught, buying me a drink, of course I joined him. Think Han Solo with his arm relaxed back, because that's how he was sitting. And that turned me on. His body language told me he definitely was interested and he was open, which is a huge turn on. I could tell he watched me walk towards him, but the way he watched me wasn't in a oogling way, not in a creepy way. No, gentlemen. He looked at me very slowly, drinking every inch in, like a man that was thirsty, coming in from the very hot summer sun. That man, without saying any word to me at this point, made me feel sexier and confident than any man in my life at that moment. We sat down, introduced ourselves, and yes, did it lead to something? Oh, I'm not to that part yet. There was something about him, the coolness. When we talked, it was like nobody else was in the room. The waitress came by. He didn't even look at her. He took me in. He engaged in the conversation, made eye contact, and leaned in. Could you cut the sexual tension with a knife? Oh, abso-fucking-lutely. But you know what I really liked about this man? He talked to me, and there were very well-placed innuendos. See, I don't need a man that can throw sex out there, because that's the easy part. Besides, most of us ladies know it's the quiet ones that are the kinkiest. But having a conversation with him paying completely and only attention to me, having him converse with me, ask questions, and be genuinely into what I had to say, and be able to hold the conversation is fucking amazing. Even when I asked questions back, he may not have been as open as I was in the beginning, but he did answer them. That night, when I left, and let me tell you gentlemen, he knew. But what I also like in a man, when it gets to this point, when it does lead to the bedroom, and hopefully it does, that he takes control. Not in a micromanaging way, but lets me know in his touch, in his mouth, in his eyes, like he did at the table, that he's into me, that my pleasure matters just as his, because we all know you're very easy to get off. And when he wasn't sure, even then he felt sure. He would take his time, exploring and touching, listening to me breathing. He made me come at least 4 times before we took his pleasure. And gentlemen, oh, could he give pleasure. So my advice to you, as a woman of course, if you see that woman across the bar, go buy her a drink, or even just walk up and say hello. I guarantee you, walking up and saying hello is over half of your game. Having the confidence to approach us, because a good woman doesn't chase. We want to see if you're willing to work for it. just as much as you naturally should want to chase.
Mood, happy hour, nighttime, men and women coming together to talk about relationships. Mr. 1950 After Dark Happy Hour. Learn how to mac and bring the best out of a woman. Bring your A game, because without it, you'll end up broke and feeling weak. Here is your chance to ask men and women about the game. Don't be afraid to call in and shoot your shot, or find out why you keep losing in your life. No dolphins or any pills talk allowed, only silverbacks. So, sit back, relax, smoke that cigar, and enjoy the show. Welcome to Ladies' Night. Now, it's time to chop up the game with the last traditional man on the planet, Mr. 1950.
Damn.
Man, oh man. I tell you, man, oh man, I think I may have the smoothest entry of all time. Of all time right there, man. You know what I mean? Hey, welcome to the show, everybody. My name is Mr. 1950, and that's right, I am the last traditional man on the planet. Please let everybody come in for a minute. We're going to go around here. We're going to introduce each other. We're going to get this on in a minute, but I definitely want to let everybody know the rules of the game. The rules of the game is that we got a lot of new guests, and we're not going to be playing with that BS that some of y'all do on other people's channels. There will be no disrespect to nobody on this panel. If so, you will be blocked immediately. We're a mature crowd. We're trying to really obtain some goals here. The goal is to help those individuals that need that help. And just because you may feel like you can't get help from this, don't mean you need to disrespect people that's trying to help others. So I just wanted to say that off top. We're going to go around. I know there's a lot of us on this panel, but man, I'm looking forward to this conversation, because this conversation for me was a needed conversation. We'll go right next to when we go to Poor Man. Go ahead. Hey, Poor Man, go ahead and introduce yourself, brother.
What's up, y'all? Poor Man Podcast. I don't know. I just make red pill content kind of stuff based on human nature. I try to add value by adding some stuff about postmodernism, and just I sprinkle a little flavor in there. All right, so come check me out. Go to just Poor Man's Podcast on YouTube, or you could go on Instagram at the.poor.man.podcast.
All right, we go next. You got Steve.
Oh, all right. What's going on? I'm the last traditional slut. I'm a whore. I'm an ex-gigolo. I'm dirty, nasty, freaky. I've been teaching guys how to eat, fuck, get pussy, sexy women, and all that for over 30 years. So I am the last traditional whore on the panel.
All right. You know what we're gonna do? So I want to introduce everybody. I like everybody to get the flavor. So so we're gonna go to the top, and then we're gonna go to you, Jay Roman, and then we'll go to Nikki at the bottom. So go ahead, we go to the top, and then we're gonna go to Jay Roman and all the way down. We got you. Who's next?
I guess it's on me. My name is Maya, and I am one of 3 of the Pretty and Purpose podcasts. I'm also a content creator, YouTuber, graphic designer, beauty influencer, model. So you can follow me at MyOMaten on Instagram, and my podcast is pretty_N_purpose on Instagram.
That's for sure. All right.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Lacey LeBeau Rise. I am a motivational speaker, life coach, poet, and model. You can find me on Instagram at Lacey LeBeau_Rise and on Facebook at Lacey LeBeau Moments of Clarity.
What up? What up? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. So shout out to everybody on the panel. Shout out to 1950 for putting this together. You know, Steve was like, "Yo, you have to come. You can't say no." So I was like, "I can't say no." You know, so, and I'm supposed to be balls deep in my girlfriend April tonight. Do this first. So
we still got some time. We still got some time for some stroke. Stroke happens sometime after midnight.
Exactly, you know what I mean? Right.
Oh yeah. All right, we gotta be prepared, brother.
Okay, so me. This is
all right, Jay
Roman.
Roman. We going? Or?
I am one of the co-hosts. Yeah, I've been going. Can you hear me? Everything okay?
Okay, all right. I can hear you. Yep, we good now.
All right. So this is one of the co-hosts of the Raw and Uncut podcast show, aka I am the nice guy. The nice guy, not last, is where you can find me on gmail.com. And always like a pleasure to be here.
Hi, my name is Nikki. I was your intro. I'm the host of a show called In Bed with Nikki. My listeners share sexual encounters from their past. You can also find me on Full Swap Radio on Tuesdays at 3 p.m. and 10 p.m. Central. You can find In Bed with Nikki on all major platforms, Full Swap Radio. And I'm on Twitter and Instagram at DNikkiNIKKY162.
All right, wonderful.
What's going on, y'all? Courtney here, host of the Barbie Way podcast. I do YouTube. I'm a writer. I'm a student. I'm a worker. I'm pretty versatile. I'm happy to be back. Last time was dope. So I'm ready for the shenanigans tonight.
Yeah.
What's up?
Can't hear you. We can't hear you.
No. You hear me now?
I can hear you now.
All right. What's up? I'm Shan from She Gets It podcast. I'm a creative. I have the shows, and anytime I can do a show and I am free from those shows, I'm with it. So last time I missed y'all, but this time I'm ready.
Let's work. All right. So hey, that's everyone. Let me scoot over, man. I need to put these shoulders in this thing right here, man. Let me put my shoulders in this thing right here, man. So hey, I'm Mr. 1950. Of course, like I said, we're definitely gonna get into it. Let's get into it. First off top, I want to ask the ladies, because I think a lot of men don't really listen to us when we say things like this. And men, we're gonna chime in. What are some of the signs that you guys can tell about a man with no
we going
leadership?
straight into it. Okay.
Oh yeah, we gotta know the signs, because I a lot of times we get a lot of men that think that women can't really, like, they can't tell, and then what happens is they 6 or 8 months in, and you know they wonder why shit is feeling damaged. You know what I mean? So talk to us in regards of leadership, how it's important to y'all, and then signs of man who just don't have it. Whoever wants to start off.
I mean,
don't be shy. All right, let's go.
All right, so I think the signs of a weak man can go for, like, if he allows me to dictate his 3 W's. His 3 W's are where he is, when he's coming back, and why he's going where he's going. I do that for you, then you weak to me. Okay, wow. You make that better? Maybe, but that's something personal you need to work on. And if I could do that to you, I can't deal with you, because I don't want to know I have that power over you because you like me. Like, that's too much. If he allows women to disrespect him because he likes them or he wants a chance, that's a weakness to me. If he's always stressing out because he's trying to people please other people, it could be family, it could be friends, it could be people at work, it could be his perception on how people might perceive him. Oh, I don't think that I'm such and such. Then don't be such and such. Like, there's no in between on that. If he can't say no to other people, that's a weak man to me, because that's how you set your boundaries in life. despite you loving somebody or you don't even know them, you set boundaries. My no is my no. If he picks fights with people that can't defend themselves, but when he's supposed to stick up for themselves, he doesn't show up. That's a weak man to me.
Oh! It sounds like you've been with some softies.
I mean,
That's a lot. That sound like a
She's-
lot of experience with being with some softies.
I've seen. So
Keep it 100. You done adopted some softies. You done had experience with them, and now you on here talking of it.
Oh shit.
Keep it 100.
I think social media helps males today cover up their insecurities, and then when you deal with them and you see them around other people or a place where they have to hold their own, the insecurities are blatant. And you point it out, that's when they get all hype and loud. No, you was so
Okay. All right, let's go. Who's next?
I would have to say I agree with a lot of what you said, but for me personally, if I could walk like all over a man because I'm cute, you're weak.
yes.
Because I just know that you're going based off my looks, so you're easily I can manipulate if I wanted to. I'm not saying I'm that kind of person, but
come on, you have gotten somebody's space. Come on, at the bar, you done got somebody's space.
I did, but that was
Okay.
considered weak.
All
For me, it's just too like not being able to say no, being like can't hold an intellectual like it's just the small things for me, and then it gets to the bigger things where it's like inside of the relationship. But I'm gonna judge a man on how he acts, how he treats people, and then I see how he acts with me.
Yeah.
I think in a relationship, a sign of a weak man is when he doesn't act with integrity when I'm not around. I want to be secure in my relationship. I want to be secure in knowing that, if temptation comes around, my man isn't going to easily fall into it. Right? He's not going to put himself in a position to easily fall into it. So I think a weak man is one that will, one, not act with integrity, and two, put himself in compromising situations and easily fall into those temptations.
So let me ask you about this a little bit more. Integrity. So you expect a man in the beginning to the end to make sure they tell you the truth. You don't want no lying in regards of things that men find that you may find valuable. They actually lie about those things in order to achieve certain goals with you.
Absolutely. I think that people should have a fair chance in saying yes or no, like, I want to be with you, or if I don't. So let's be honest from the beginning, and then therefore we won't waste each other's time.
Give me my
I definitely think integrity is important.
Okay, I like that. Let's go.
For me, honestly, I'm just gonna speak just across the board. It's all relative to where a woman sees herself at the end of the day. Because for one woman, one attribute could be weak, whereas it's strong to another woman. You have plenty of women who, let's say from my neck of the woods, I'm originally from Oakland. For them, a lot of my friends from there, if they told their dude that another dude was checking her out and he didn't go handle it, that was weak. You see what I'm saying? But then
that's not right.
But then fast forward and you need your car fixed, but he can't fix it, then that's weak. Then fast forward from that, it's, let's say a woman who maybe wants a little bit more for herself, she might look at it and say, a man that doesn't do what he says he's going to do is weak, so weakness and the view of what's weak is going to change depending on what type of woman you're dealing with, because a woman that doesn't know any better is going to look for the fight type ish, like I want you to throw dudes around over me. And then another woman may look at that situation as the fact that you would go and fight and put yourself in a situation to get locked over a female as weak.
Yeah. So talk to me.
What I'm saying? It all depends on the mindset of the woman that's perceiving this man and what scale she holds herself to. then she's going to look at him and put him against that same scale and say, is he a good reflection of me? And does he look strong standing next to me? Whatever that looks like to her, she's going to call strong versus weak. And it's going to change. It's on a spectrum. It's not consistent with all women.
Of course. I know in a general sense, every woman have their, their things that they're mostly attracted to when it comes to a man, especially in that area. Let's talk about yourself. Let's hear about some of the things that you carry. You say, you know what? I feel like when a man does this, this, and this, that checks my boxes for being a strong man.
For me, a man that could stand on what he says. Like if he says, this is what I stand for, this is how I feel, this is my viewpoint, and nobody else can come in and sway how he feels or what he perceives the world to be without handing him some straight facts, I think that's the strength of a man that could stand on his own toes and he's not demonstrating a follower mentality. To me, it's if you can't stand in that place for yourself, you can't lead me nowhere. So to me, that's a big thing. And if that's a big thing for him, it's going to touch every aspect of his life, how he respects his woman, how he shows her respect. All of that stuff is going to be by his own standard, not the standard of his boys. So if he has leadership qualities, that's going to be in his head in every aspect of his life. So to me, he'll carry that everywhere he goes and apply it in every area of his life. And to me, that's something that I respect. A man that wavers to appease the people around him in the mind, that's weakness for me.
Okay, we got who's next? Nikki?
Yeah. For me, I love a challenge. So if I can roll over you like the other ladies are saying, I get bored and I leave. I want it straightforward. I'm not I do. I'm honest. If I don't want you, I don't want you. I mean, it's no skin off my back. But be honest with me. Just be upfront and honest. And if not, just move on. I agree with Lacey, I think your name is. I want integrity. I want someone just to be honest with what they're doing. And again, if I feel like you're trying to overplease me and give me this and give me that and I really get bored. Just tell me, no, I don't want to do this. How about we do this, or vice versa? And another thing that I love what Lacey said, if someone disrespects me in front of him, he does pull them aside and says, this isn't happening, not happening. Because the same thing happens if a woman mistreats my man, I'm doing the same thing. It's like, I have your back, you have mine. No, nothing else happens.
Okay. All right, so let's get to the silverbacks, man, because I really want to talk to these gentlemen, because men, we view things as weak too. so let's get it on. We'll start with the poor man, and we're gonna round it off because I go last. But poor man, we go to you, then we go to Steve, Roman, and Lynn Lucario. Go ahead.
Well, it seems pretty universal that, it sounds like it's all about agreeableness. So like how agreeable a guy is, you know what I mean? Like the thing about like people who are agreeable, and this is kind of a point, kind of inspired by Jordan Peterson, is they work better in teams, but they tend to avoid conflict. You know what I mean? So, and they're also less likely to take risks. And so women will test you naturally because they have to, if they're getting in a relationship, they have to know if that person is a person that's going to be able to take them to the promised land. You know what I mean? And agreeable men, while they work better in teams, they tend to, like I said, avoid conflict. So that means when the boss says you're not getting the raise, they're going to stay. You know what I mean? And when somebody picks a fight with your wife or your girlfriend, you less likely to jump into that conflict because you just naturally a people pleaser. You want to please people instead of stand on your own ground. So, that sounds pretty universal. Just being agreeable as a man, it's a big no-no. If you want to be attractive to women, from what I hear.
What you got, Steve?
Well, a lot of these guys out here is deeper than that, brother. A lot of these guys out here, we can start from the fact that let's get to the physical side or the skills. Okay, there's skills and there's characteristics. Skill-wise, they can't text. They don't know how to talk. They're terrible in bed. They don't know how to kiss. They keep going after sex. They don't know about the coochie between their ears. They don't know how to get her mentally stimulated. They don't know how to sexually touch her without touching her. That's just the skill side. The characteristic side is they don't have a big picture. They don't have vision. They don't have direction. They can't be clear, concise, and impactful. They don't drive results. They don't like to succeed. They don't get things done. They're not decisive. They don't take ownership. They don't take accountability. They blame, whine, cry, bitch, whine, and moan over women versus
they blame women for everything.
They blame women. They don't lead by example. They're not an influencer. They don't know what to do if they had a piece of ass in front of their face, because what they would rather do is cupcake, roll fruit at her feet, and beg her to like them. So the thing is, and when they don't get their way, they run on the other side of the street to all those, the manospheres, the pills, the hypergamies, the women ain't this, women. So the problem is that they are scared of women because they don't know women, because they don't know themselves, because they don't work on their characteristics.
Exactly.
They don't work on their mouthpiece, their bedroom skills, and know that, you know what, I can touch you without touching you. Drops mic.
Bingo.
I got you, man. Hey, man, that's that grown man right there. That's that grown man groove. You can tell that's some experience with plenty of bottoms in his life. You know what I mean? So we're gonna all right, Jay Roman. What we got, Jay Roman?
I know I got to follow that, and Steve hit it a lot on the nail right there. That's a lot said that I would definitely agree with. And the one thing I see is just weak on discipline. Like a lot of guys who's just weak on making that work and discipline and improving themselves, and have that vision of improving themselves. And I know Steve touched on it a little bit, and I'm a big believer in that. You got to have the forethought to lead your family a certain way. You got to have a vision to accomplish things. And if you're a lazy in your life and you're weak on, the people around you, and I think they settle and they're real comfortable with being a follower. I think that's the simplest way I can put it, is that guy that just settles and is just really comfortable on being a follower. And, I never forget my grandfather. What's up?
Hey, man, I hate to say you're breaking up you're breaking up really, really bad. So try to fix that. We're gonna mute you. We're gonna go to Lucario real quick.
Yeah, sometimes with that, you got to probably just take the visual off and just do the audio. That's
just do the audio. Yeah.
That might work. But as far as the weakness is concerned, I think one of the things that makes a guy weak is him basically not being himself and switching up for women in any capacity. So I think a lot of times what happens is that, I feel like if you're a good guy, not a nice guy, like how we say in the game, we're not talking about that, but if you're an actual good person, right? What happens is, if you're a man and you're a good person, sometimes when you're doing what you do, you start to say, damn, well, I might be hurting somebody's feelings, or this woman, she's showing this, disinterest in this, or she doesn't like the fact that I'm so raw and so honest and so whatever. Like she can't take it. So sometimes what'll happen is a guy will try to pull back, and he's like, all right, let me, I don't want to, make her mad or make her feel.
Right, he becomes agreeable. My bad. Yeah, he becomes agreeable. He says, right, I don't want to deal with the conflict. Let's just do it your way.
Right, and then the thing is that sometimes what happens is that when that continues to happen over a period of time, he starts to get used to not being himself. You understand what I'm saying? And then he becomes weaker. Every time he's not being himself, he becomes weaker. But again, that goes with the whole notion of him not wanting to hurt the woman's feelings. You understand what I'm saying? So if he tells a woman, hey, listen, I only want to see you on Tuesdays. You understand what I'm saying? And she's like, man, I want to see you more than that, though. I like you. He's like, but, and he's being honest. So he's like, hey, I want to fuck your sister. You understand? Like, she's going to get upset at that, but that's him being honest. You see what I mean? But him, every time he falls back from that, that's him being weak. You understand what I'm saying? Even though it may hurt her feelings. You see what I mean? So I think that's the thing with it, where it's like it's that balance between him being himself and him trying not to be an asshole. You understand? Him trying not to be too overbearing in the situation. Because if a man is 100% being how he wants to be, it's a lot of times it's not really a pleasant, polite thing. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's my take on that.
All right. Yep.
Yeah, and for me, like I think all men should be confrontational, and not in a negative way, but ready for it, right? Yeah, but ready for it. I think if you are a man who have your beliefs and a plan for any situation, like I always tell men, you need to have a plan first for the foundation of yourself. What does that look like, right? Then you need to have a plan for dating, and then you need to have a plan for relationships, all the stuff, the kids, the whatever your future lies. There needs to be a plan for it, because if you don't have a plan for it, then you're gonna look for answers where? Elsewhere. You're not going to be a man with a plan who can lead that person into a successful situation, right? So I think being confrontational, I've always been a confrontational guy. Like, so with other men, like I take everything with a grain of salt. I don't need to be cool with you. Like I think men value relationships with other men way too much. And we'll start there, right? So they value relationship with other men way too much. So that means they value their opinion too much. So like me, I've always been a man who a woman with a little meat on her. Like I don't like no small ass woman. So because no, and for real, I don't like hold on now. I don't like them out of shape now. But what I like curvy women, and like I'm a man who will be, you know what? This is eye candy for me. But you're not going to tell me what's pretty for me, though. You're not going to tell me what you're not going to tell me what you like to demean what I like. So, and this is where the line of boundaries need to be for men. The same goes in the household. When you have a woman that's in your household and you have vetted her for a very long time, she understands the situation, how things are going, and then all of a sudden she's starting to be veer to the right, then you need to exit that situation. You need to let her know, hey, this is the situation. This is how I'm feeling about the situation. But too much, a lot of men are so afraid to lose the woman, they lose themselves in the process of trying to keep that woman.
Bingo.
And then the last thing, I think men are cowards naturally. Let me just tell you that. There's only a few men.
That's tough there.
Yeah,
that's a big statement.
Yeah, let me say this. Naturally, there's the men that all the women want is that small percentage that don't carry that trait. And what I'm telling you is a lot of men feel like, if he makes a lot of money, if he does this, no, it's here. It's this. It's what I got. And what I'm telling you is when they know they can hold hands with a man, can walk down a dark alley, and then be the same man who laugh and joke in the park and hug and kiss her how she like, that balance of a man, I'm telling you right now, those are who they go for. Stop all this thinking you need to be $800,000 in. Stop thinking that you need to have this Lamborghini car. Let me tell you something. I'm a cat who I make great money. You would never know that because I got a plan. And I think my kids are more valuable than myself. So I'm preparing for their life in order to be successful. So that's my plan. Ain't nobody gonna knock me off that stool. You got me? Anything, I know we can go around and just talk now in regards of this because I want to go into manipulation part next. Yeah, so anybody got anything before we change subject? Go ahead.
Oh no,
basically my thing is leadership. As a woman, I don't want to lead a man. I want a man to lead me. And the only man that can lead me is a man with a plan and a follow through. So everything you said is based upon leadership. And these males today, they don't have leadership.
No, they don't.
Because you have to show me a man to get that title. males today, y'all just males. Y'all not there yet. Y'all gotta put some more
They
work.
just have a dick.
Work on yourself.
Well, certain ones you deal with are like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on who you're dealing with, but yeah, I think majority are like that though. I mean,
That's
and it's
true.
because don't nobody want to take challenges no more.
Yeah.
Everybody want to allow somebody else to take the charge, and so the people who want to take charge, and that's why it's so easy right now to get on. Because I mean, anybody.
I mean, it's easy to get on, but it's just as quick to fall off, right? Too. It don't last. It's a quick
don't
fling,
last.
and that's
And then they go
that's
right to
all it be.
YouTube. Yeah, and then they go right to YouTube until all those people blaming other people. See, what a man, a weak man looks for another man's high five. They look for another man's validation on him being without. You know what I mean? Because he can't talk to the woman, or he can't have a woman in his presence be submissive. All women are like this because they ain't like that with me. And see, this is why these discussions are necessary, because they're hearing it from the woman's mouth. A lot of time, men hear other men all their life in regards to this situation. They was raised by maybe their moms or something. They've been around feminine energy all their life. Or even if they don't, if they got a weak man with no direction in the household, it's the same as a woman, right? So at the end of the day, then he is around other men who's been raised the same way, and who does not have the understanding on how to reset his life. He has to use his resources to reset his life. It's never too late, but it is going to be too late if you want to go to YouTube to find a way to fix your life. Anybody else?
I agree. I mean, we can move on to the manipulation part if y'all want to.
Okay, let's do it. So let's do it.
I'm kind of
let's do it. So we all know that women use a lot of their beauty to manipulate weak men. Okay. And I wanted to use that at the end and say weak men, because those men who know difference, that's just a layer of a woman. That right there is it's not important to me. Like, the best compliment I always tell fellas, the best compliment you can give a woman is how great she follows instructions. Right. So at the end of the day, they're not used to hearing that, because they are in control from the beginning, because they use their beauty in order to control the man. You guys, ladies, please tell me, give me some examples of times that has possibly happened. It's okay to be out of the box right now. It's okay to be truthful and say, you know what, this happened. I feel bad. There's a situation where a guy was weak and you knew it, and you say, you know what, I want to go to the movies today. I don't really like this guy too much, but this is a great movie coming out. He's all right company. Let me text him and see if he's willing to take me out. Y'all, that's just an example. Give me an example, or talk to me about times that you guys have been manipulated. And then as men, we like a man like me, I struggle with that too, right? When I was a younger man, I struggled. I took advantage of the ladies because I had the right? So we're gonna talk about it as men, but I want y'all to talk about it as women. Y'all go ahead and talk about it.
Okay, I got one, but I was a lot younger, like 17. I was in between relationships, and I dated this guy that was younger. Never should have done that. And I knew I could push him around, and he actually went and stole shit from me. Sorry. He did. He would steal stuff from me. And I remember I broke up with him because I was bored, because he didn't challenge me. He didn't have the same goals I did. He didn't hustle like I did. And that I got bored. So I dumped him. And I remember he came up with me, and oh God, this is horrible. And you're going to hate me now. He came up to me with this letter, and his friend was with him, and he signed it, and he goes, "Here, I'm going to go kill myself. Here's all my will and testament. I'm leaving everything to you." And I looked at him. I said, "Go kill yourself. I don't care. If you don't want to be here, go do it. That's not going to change me. I don't want you."
That is cold-blooded.
I told you.
That's actually happened to me before too, where
really?
He threatened to kill him. Well, to like smoke drugs. I just think he was being very dramatic, but I have done that before too, where I knew I could take advantage, but it happened more so like on a vacation. you know, because you can not be yourself on vacation and stuff like that. And again, people don't know you, and I don't know if that counts. But men are super easy. Like, men are the hoes out here because they, you know, you can just hee hee ha ha and in their face, and they're ready to just do whatever at this point. So, you know, I'm getting me and my girls in VIP. I'm getting us bottles. I'm getting us this, and this was like when I was like in Miami nights or whatever. But it happened, and I just feel like if you wanted to talk to me, you ain't have to do all that. You could have just talk to me, but since you want to be, you know, showbo, and then I'm gonna show you around. Pass them on to the ladies.
So,
There you go.
so if they're leading with their wallet, you're gonna take advantage of that.
I did take advantage of that, but I don't do that now, because for me it's like, just because you bought me something, you're not about to be in my, like, just because you bought me a drink, you're not about to be in my face all night. Goodbye. I don't care about that, because, you know, I could do it too. I'd rather a genuine conversation. But men do that. Like, even the way they approach, like approaching me with your boys and you trying to be all like, no, I don't like stuff like that. But
also they group try to holler. They try to come like together. Hey, buddy, come with me real quick. Let's go over here. That is
You'll hear them like talking behind you. You'll hear them like kind of talking. Like, I'm thinking of vacation times, you know, you just on Collins Ave, you walking or whatever, and you just hear them, and you could just tell by their I don't know. I just feel like I could tell by just their approach, their stance, like how they're talking, like you just out here looking like, yeah. But nowadays I wouldn't entertain it, because I don't have time for it. Like,
yeah, man. Yeah. That's
so next one, Ollie. Ladies.
That's insane.
I was gonna say, honestly, I don't have it. I have opportunities. I've had countless opportunities to capitalize, but I couldn't really close because I don't know. Like, I just feel like I don't know. It's a little cold-blooded for my taste.
So you've never got a drink at a bar because you knew this man was gonna buy it for you.
No, I've always purchased my own drinks. I've even had situations where I've gotten into arguments with guys because I won't accept the drink, and they try and force.
Hold on. They fighting. Like, they're fighting with you to buy you a drink.
Yeah, like, and you're like, no.
That is so.
And I mean, it go as far as to purchase it anyway.
That's a turn off right there.
And, like, purchase it anyway
Big
and
turn
still
off.
send it to your table. And then I rejected it again. And when I tried to pay for my own drink, when the bartender came around to let me know how much it was, she came around and told me it was paid for. That's how far he went. And I looked across.
That's
the
like creeper status.
Yeah, this one call 911.
Yeah, that's definitely call 911.
No.
Yeah, I'm definitely with Lacey on that, as far as like I'm accepting what guys offer. Just like, I guess, just growing up, like I always just felt like if you accept something, like they're gonna want something in return. So like yes, guys will offer things because they think that you're pretty, or can I take you here, or do this and do that, and I'm just very skeptical of it. So like, no, like, I don't use it to manipulate, because it's like, no,
it's like a bribe.
Yeah,
like, they'll even go as far as to be like, oh, I really believe in you, and I just want to support you, and you be like, I don't really want nothing from you. I just really care about you.
I just think on the flip side of that, like, I think on the flip side, because I hear y'all ladies saying like, oh no, I wouldn't do that. For me, like on the flip side, it's just like, even though I know it's cold-hearted, it's just like, because you thinking like that, you deserve to get finesse like that, because you're not moving smarter out here. And that's just how it is. Like, you know, you can't be mad at the woman doing it. Now, I'm not saying you're gonna milk him for everything, because who wants to entertain that? Like, no, I'm not doing that. But for something like a drink, or like you trying to, you know, talk, like there's times I've given my number because somebody wouldn't leave me alone, and then like he'll want to call the number right in front of me, and I'm like, oh my God.
Desperately giving your number away to get rid of the dude?
Listen,
they
learned that in middle school, huh?
Listen,
God.
yeah, and then I'm like, damn, he's gonna call it and no, it's the wrong number, and then it's just great. Like they're so persistent. So if you that persistent, then I'm gonna flip a switch and be like, you know what? Let me finesse him. Then you want to be all in my face, you want to be doing that? I'm gonna, yeah.
Oh,
And
go ahead and use that pocket. I'm gonna use that pocket. That's what I'm gonna
that's
do,
the
huh?
danger.
The
That's the
crazy
danger.
thing with that
Oh,
is
okay.
you don't know when a dude is trying to finesse you and when he crazy. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
My thing is like, it could be
Exactly.
that
True.
one time you let him buy you that one drink and you worried about him following you around the bar. No, he's about to follow you home.
Yeah.
Now he know where you stay.
Wow.
Like dudes fall in love off of just
Yeah.
looking. They ain't even got a
That
chance
is
to
true.
talk to
That is
you.
very true.
And they'll get
Yeah.
in their head. They've been in a whole relationship. Then you start. Now they at your job at the teller. Like,
Yeah, I
oh,
haven't
you work
experienced no
here?
crazy bird like
Oh
that.
no, I don't want nobody to help me but her. You know what I mean? And now you got a whole stalker because you can't buy your own damn drink. Fuck that, bro. I don't want your drink. I got money. Like, you know,
Wow.
and I mean,
Exactly.
some of these dudes use that as just to open a door,
hmm
and it's like symbolism, like, oh, I like you, check the box. And the minute you're like, yeah, go ahead and buy me a drink, they're like, she checked the box, she's mine. You hear me? And they follow you around. Like they'll even go as far as to buy you a drink and then check you afterwards. Like I seen you up and you was talking to another guy. Like I came here with my homegirls. You bought a drink because you a whole girlfriend now.
Listen. In New York,
Own you. They
Shan,
own
tell
you.
them. In New
They be
York,
serious. You property once
crazy.
you accept the drink.
In New
in
York,
New York, you would get called a bitch. Hey yo, ma, what's good? Hey yo, ma, what's good? Oh,
Yeah.
word, fuck you then, bitch. And that is really how it is in New
In the
York.
Bay Area too.
That's-
I'm telling you, like that
Yeah,
rejection
the Bay
is
the Bay's the
something
same
else.
way. Yeah.
Yeah, they
So
Crazy.
crazy.
That's one of the reasons why I be trying to tell people how bad it is to be agreeable. Because when you agreeable, you do what people want because you want to people please.
Yeah.
And then I mean, people who are agreeable get manipulated. That's how it works.
Yeah.
That's just the name of the game. And then the thing about red pill that I be kind of skeptical of is a lot of the people, they act like they wouldn't partake in the manipulation if they had the power to. And don't like people, you know what I'm saying? Like even dudes that are good looking, they manipulate women. Anybody who can get over on you will do it, especially if you let them. Like that's just how the game works.
and that was
Yeah.
I will
why
go ahead.
why women manipulate men. It's because they can.
Exactly.
Never
And
let-
men would do it too.
if
You're
you-
trusting 18-year-old girls with a lot of power.
Listen,
I mean, these are 18-year-old girls just get out of high school. They don't know what kind of power, but they're gonna test it out, and it's gonna be
Hey,
you're gonna be paying for it.
and-
That's how it works.
And see, that's why I think that's why let's go with the men now a little bit. So I know I'm in that 1% because even as a young man, I never really valued her beauty like that. It was all about what you can do for me. And that's how I was raised like that. It was more of, dude, like you go out there in this world and you want to work very hard and then you want to spend all your money on her. This is what my mentors, my pop, my grandfather, they all telling me the same thing. Like, man, you got to maintain what you have in order to put yourself in to be successful in life. You're not going to be successful by giving your earnings away. So again, I just want to point out again, gentlemen, all these men is in here listening. There's a lot of them too. I want you guys to get your crayons out, like my boy Steve say.
Not the
The women just said it is creepy to believe when you buy a woman a drink, when you lurking and you're too persistent, that is creepy. And then also, they can tell if you're weak. They can also manipulate you because of their beauty. And again, we tell you guys how to maintain yourselves. Listen up. My man Lucario, what do you got to say about this, man? I'm gonna jump right to you, man.
Man, I mean, see, this is the thing. You know, I think like a lot of guys have been taught basically to put women on a pedestal, so they think that that's the right course of action to buy the drinks and do all that other stuff. But what happens is because guys don't understand game, they get confused when women respond the way they respond, because their thought is, well, if you don't like me, why you took the drink? You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so the finessing that the woman is doing, what happens is it confuses guys who don't really have no game, and they don't have game, which is why they buying the drink in the first place. You understand what I'm saying? So it's the problem is that we have to teach men to understand the games and the manipulation that women will play. You see what I'm saying? Because manipulation for women is ingrained in them, because that's where listen, the thing is like this. A woman has to manipulate a man in certain situations because she's not physically strong enough or dominant enough to make something happen without manipulating it. Do you understand what I'm saying? To get him to do what things she needs him to do. You see what I'm saying? So that's already ingrained. But the guy has to be smarter than that, to recognize and realize when manipulation is occurring, so that he don't get caught up in the nonsense. But when you don't have game as a man, what happens is that you start doing weird shit, like buying chicks drinks, following them around the club, calling them 10 times a day, doing all this other stuff, because you're so thirsty, because you have no idea how to attract a woman, because you don't understand your value. So you're trying to basically convince her and beg her to see you as valuable, or to get with you and see you as somebody she would want to be with. So this is where all that goofy stuff comes in. The woman is like, yo, this guy, he's a little too much. He wants some other stuff. And then the cycle continues because he doesn't see the error in his ways. You know what I'm saying? But that's my take on that shit.
And another thing on what he just said is, when a man comes up to me and he's selling himself, well, I could get this and I can do
this.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
The opposite.
Is I want you to talk to me so you can use me and get these things. And then that same man talk about how bitches ain't shit and this is all you sold yourself.
You did, they do sell themselves. You just hit it. They do.
Wow. So they give you the full resume of how they can spend money on you, and then they get mad when you take it, huh?
Yeah, buddy.
The backfire on that is when that man gets to a point where he wants a good woman, and then he gets one, he doesn't even recognize that she's good because she don't ask for anything. She doesn't want me to buy her this. I don't know what to do with her. Be yourself. Stop trying to buy a woman and be a man that a woman wants.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's do this. Let's go, Steve. Steve, we got any calls? Any calls in the queue?
Calls are free right now, sir. Calls are
okay. All right, so we go, Steve. Hey, gentlemen, y'all go ahead and call in too. We got 515-603-9373.
Am I back yet?
51. Yeah, you back in. So you're gonna be next. I'm gonna go Steve, and I'm gonna go you, J. Roman, and we're gonna go Poor Man.
Well, I got a few things that I wrote down. Most people don't, a lot of people hate what these women are saying, but how much power do they have over the majority of these motherfuckers today? How much power does a woman have where motherfucking men created a manosphere to bitch about women? How much power does a woman have where men create pills and hypergamy and all this shit because of a woman? And the thing is, this goes to show you how much game women have on their pinky than most men have, because women don't get it twisted. Women are smart enough to play stupid. Women know how to run men the way they choose to run them. Number one, they know how to run the game. Matter of fact, because most of you guys can't even answer the question. Most of the guys that are bitter about women, they can't even ask the question, what can you give her more than her fingers and her dildo? Think about that. What can you do? What can you bring that will give her more? Because she doesn't need you. She's got her fingers in her dildo. What can you give her more than that? As you can see, these women are telling a lot of you guys that, you know what? You ain't shit. And you know what I love the most about these women and women out there? It's nothing like laying in the bed and having her lay right next to you and the phone ring and it's you. And you over there crying while I'm butt ass naked, and all you're doing is where you at? Well,
with that Arizona on the side of the bed.
You just sitting back chilling, and you know what? Just listen to her bitch about you. Why you weak? Why you a sucker? Why are you the one that's gonna drive her around? Why are you the one that's putting up her Christmas lights? Why are you the motherfucker that's gonna be her bitch, her bank, her shoulder, or a combination of both? but yet y'all
My
don't
man
understand.
said the Christmas lights.
Yo,
If you-
Halloween ones.
if that's not your woman, if y'all not living together, if you putting up Christmas lights, you a sucker, man. I'm gonna tell you right now. I am not going on a ladder for any woman I'm not invested in. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Yeah, I just want to say the last thing. If y'all men think about it, who holds the power? Think about who holds the power. Because why would we create a space to bitch about women when the game ain't even about motherfucking women? That's all I want to say.
We got Jay Roman. What we got? We back?
Yeah, I think I'm back, and I missed quite a bit. So I'm gonna just sum up what I heard, and then go from there. And pretty much what I heard was, the ladies were talking about this weak guy and how they would test him to see if he's weak. So one thing guys can hear is that your lady is going to test you. Now, if you're over pleasing and all you doing is pleasing, and you won't say no to this, no to that, at some point in time, you got to realize you failed her test. And I don't think they realize that they have failed the test. And that's why when you look at her and she got that bored look in her eyes, and you're wondering and you checking her phone or you checking her timetable and where's she at. Some of y'all insecure, go check the gas mileage, make sure it took exactly this amount of miles to get to work and back. It's because you know that you failed the test and she is bored and you can see it in her eyes. Your relationship is not right, but yet you're still over pleasing. Now for me at a young age, I lucked up on game. I'm gonna just say it like that. Because I was broke. I couldn't afford to date you. I'll be honest. I couldn't afford to date you, but I still wanted some. So I would tell you real quick, come over this house. Come over this house, and then what are we going to cook? Which means basically what you cooking. And it happened. A lot of people came over the house and cooked. And I realized, you know what? I don't need that car. I don't need the car. I don't need all that. I just need to talk to you in your ear. And my thing is, I'm your type. You just don't know it yet. So let me get to you to let you know it. So, a lot of these guys right now, I look at, and somebody put on there, he blames the 90s R&B. I don't blame no music. I don't blame no music. That's just entertainment. I don't blame anything for it. And I applaud y'all. If y'all gonna get a dude in his pockets, get him. That's a weak dude. You ain't getting my pockets.
I like to hear the. I love to hear the woman's
See,
story.
but the thing is, that's part of the problem.
Yeah,
and
I asked you in a heartbeat at the bar.
I'm gonna push back.
I think it's delayed. Go ahead, poor man.
It seems as though it's all about what is the problem right now. Like, this is exactly what the problem is. You have men trying to approach you he's buying you a drink, and that don't necessarily mean you gotta, dive on him, but then he's also telling you what he can provide for you financially in terms of changing your life. And somebody just said that you have to prove that you have something to offer other than what her dildo can do. So what exactly are women choosing these men on? Because we can sit here and say, don't go up and don't go up and buy drinks, don't go up and approach, but then men are gonna stop approaching. And if we do that,
we didn't say don't approach. We didn't say that.
Don't approach.
We didn't say that.
But I'm saying, like, it seems as though, I guess what I'm saying is, how do men and what are y'all judging the men that you go after based on? Because it seems like it's all on looks, because all that stuff is creepy if you're not good looking.
It's
definitely not.
If you're good looking, it's a different standard. And I'm
see what Courtney just said.
Oh, that's
Courtney, yeah, because I'm like I said, I'm the like I always say, I'm the ugliest, sexiest man alive.
Yeah,
so the thing is about being one of I'm telling you right now, when you know there's better looking men than you know you're an ugly man. But what I bring to the table, I am sexy as fuck. And so the thing, this is what it is. Half of it, well, not half of it, about 100% of it is confidence, right? My confidence approaching to this woman, because there are men that are not attracted. Women don't find attraction in looks all the time. There's naturally attractive men, right? But what happens is that they come with confidence, and women's like they like feelings. If you can you have about 30 seconds to make her feel good about that interaction. Otherwise, she's going to turn the corner really quick. There's some men with some game that can recover from that. But most men do what? They tuck their tail. They start asking, are you here normally? What state you from? Weak game, right? So if a man approaches and he gets to her feelings, be different. Go at her a little differently. They tend to react. A woman is about orgasms. If you can dig deep into her soul within 30 seconds to a minute, you get a hold of her.
That sounds like manipulation.
I'm trying to tell you. That's not manipulation. because I'm delivering what I'm good at. I am good at making you feel good. And I will make you feel good the rest of your life.
This is Kaepernick.
I was gonna say,
Daddy.
Look. You gotta understand something. You gotta understand something. No. This is the thing. Okay. Check this out. Let's say a girl is on Tinder. Let's say a girl on Tinder, or she at a party, right? Let's say she got 15 good-looking dudes try to holler at her. Which one you gonna pick?
What you mean?
If she got 15 good-looking dudes trying to holler, which you gonna pick? They all
remember the one she most attracted to.
Okay, so
have 10 good-looking people and be attracted to one of them more than the other.
No, but my point is they're all good-looking. So what separates
I'm not saying that confidence don't matter. That's a mistake. But I'm also saying that looks matter too.
No, it doesn't.
So we're not gonna act like looks
I'll say this.
Looks directly affect your confidence.
That's not true.
That's facts. Definitely
Let me tell you something. And I will tell you, this is, and shout out to my boy Ephraim. If y'all knew my boy Ephraim has keloids on half of his face. He's a darker brother. He looks oily all the time. It's my dude, and he will square off against any man that want to say something. But women, they love him. Let me tell you why. Ephraim is one of the funniest cats you would know. And when I tell you he gets women because he has no type of he's not waiting. When we go into the spot, Ephraim is down up over here talking to 5 women right now. And what I'm telling you is he like, hey, bro, I got one for you. Come up over here, meet this one. I don't have a problem with meeting nobody. But he will bring you over here, and all of a sudden, the game is changing. Now he's pulling one. He's talking to her. When I tell you he makes them feel good, and that's what I'm saying. I visually see it on a regular basis. And then men's excuse would be, oh, well, if he looks like that, then he gets the bottom of the barrel women. No. These are women who want to feel good. Most to all women want to feel good.
That's it.
So the thing is, it's right there. So if you can get to that, it's easy. It's easy as pie, man.
Call, sir. We got calls.
Oh, we got a call. We got one call up, poor man. Then we get right to you, brother.
I'm trying to rock. We're gonna get this interesting though.
Okay, yeah.
And I think it's because if there's an age difference.
No.
Have you ever heard of the phrase "he was cute until he opened his mouth"?
Thank you.
Oh no.
Exactly.
I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I know plenty of good-looking dudes that ain't got no game. That in the long run it don't work out.
Well, then why
looks definitely get you in the door.
It don't matter then.
It don't matter. It don't matter.
Looks
don't matter, bro.
Excuse that weak motherfuckers used to don't have game.
I'm telling you.
I'm trying to show her why she can fuck me. Bottom line, fuck my looks. I'm showing her why she should get with me because I know what I bring to the table. See, when you talk about looks, that's feminine, my brother.
No. See, the problem is this.
Feminine.
The problem is, I'm saying that looks matter because you can't compete with Walmart. Right. You gotta know your strengths and weaknesses. If looks ain't your strength, I'm not saying that you don't approach. I'm just saying it definitely matters.
But let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. When I was
that's when you get off balance as a man. That's when you get off balance.
Yeah, we got calls.
When I was 27 years old,
you get off balance as a man because you're too busy worried about your looks.
There you go.
No.
Hey, real quick. We got a phone call.
I think y'all
We got one phone call. Real quick, ladies. Lacey, I got you. Lacey, I got you. Let's get this phone call.
Okay.
Let's engage it. Hey, it's getting good. This is what we wanted right here. Let's go.
We got two calls.
Get the call.
442, then 347. 442, you're up, then 347. What's your question, brother?
No, I ain't got no questions. I'm just let y'all know that the black woman is a POW. Y'all ready?
Well, no, you know what? You a piece of shit. You want to know why? Because your bitch ass stayed on the line just to say that weak fucking shit. But you the same motherfucker.
No, he said, I think POW is prisoner of war.
Nah, I thought he said piece of shit.
Prisoner of war. He said prisoner. I think it's going to go into the slavery time.
I'm sorry.
Hey, look, you started to turn up.
Steve was ready to go in.
Hey, man, we can't tolerate no funniness, dog.
But what's POW? What is that? I don't know.
Let's ask
prisoner of war.
What's a POW, man?
Prisoner of war.
What war?
It's a prisoner of war.
What war?
And since slavery, they've been focused on.
I told you it was going to go to the slavery talk. Don't get this man out of there. Come out of there.
Hey, next call, Steve. Next call, Steve.
Come out of there.
Next call, Steve.
Yo, nobody want to hear that.
347. You want the question?
I'd rather talk about looks all night than go down that rabbit hole. I ain't trying to do all
right. 347. What's your question, man?
Hey, brothers, man. How you doing? I donated, man. I got to pay my tuition.
That's what's up. I appreciate you, man. It's all good. What we got? What's your question, man?
I want to say something real quick, and then I'm out of here. The one thing I disagree with is what y'all saying about simps, man. First and foremost, y'all gotta start having more respect for the simps, because at the end of the day, I appreciate a man that pays for a woman's cab so that she could come to my house, man. I love them simps out there. Y'all gotta stop disrespecting them. Have a good night.
Hey, man. Hey. The simps got their own lane, but what happens to simps is that they live a very unhappy life, broke life. And with no structure in life, those women that they normally simping on, those women normally talk to the man who they want to deal with. They normally don't stay around with those guys. So I'm just saying, I don't encourage simps, because I know that lifestyle is not sustainable. You can't sustain that type of lifestyle because, for one, she's not viewing you the way you need to be viewed. But we need any more calls, Steve?
No, we're good. I'll let you know in the back.
All right, Latrice, what we got?
Oh, we have one. Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, we got one?
I'll wait till Latrice and I'll open it up. Go ahead, Latrice.
Let's go.
Ahead.
Are you referring to me?
Yep. Yeah. Go
My name not Latrice.
I can't hear.
I didn't hear shit. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so what 1950 was saying about making her feel good, I agree with all of that. Now, this might flip it into a different direction, but y'all ladies tell me if I'm lying.
Thank you.
In my opinion, a woman already knows what she's gonna do with you before you even open your mouth. Your job is to not fuck it up. And more men talk themselves out
of the pussy,
getting some than they do.
So Lacey,
she has already made a decision whether she was gonna go home with you, whatever the situation is. You cute, she'd have been like, I like his lips, whatever.
Thank you.
Then you get to talking and you say some weird shit. And she's like, no. Exit stage left.
So Lacey, have you ever
situation that
you basically you just proved our point. That
point has nothing to do with looks.
No, I mean not necessarily, but looks do play a factor.
Like, what are we doing?
That's what initiates it all.
Yeah,
right. If I'm not attracted,
but if you open your mouth,
thank you, ladies, keep talking.
But what she said is right. You can talk yourself out of it. You could, you could be fine as hell, and then
let me ask you a question. So if I have a product that costs $1,000, and then you say, here's $1,000, and I say it's not for sale, did it matter that you have the $1,000?
Are you asking me the question?
Yeah. If you got $1,000 and I got something right here and you want to buy it and I'm like, it's not for sale, does it matter you got the $1,000?
Yeah, because I could take my $1,000 elsewhere.
No, I'm talking about for that thing you want right there. Does it matter?
Well, I guess not, because it's not for sale.
That's what I'm saying. So does it matter you got the $1,000?
I'm worried about I'm trying to find where that fits.
So my point is that I can look good to one woman and not look good to the other woman. So even though I'm good looking, it won't matter if that girl doesn't see that I'm good looking to her. You see what I'm saying? And then on top of that, the girl who's not look into my looks she could still want to fuck with me because she starts to feel me or just likes me because of other shit. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So I agree with you that we're not saying that looks don't matter in the scheme of things. What we're saying is that the looks isn't the end all be all or the most important thing. That's what we're saying.
Yeah, and that's what I think we agree. But I heard word for word verbatim that looks don't matter. I mean, I heard that word for word.
No, but we're just
we're just
saying that in the other side of the context. Just like I can say getting a degree doesn't matter to get a good job. Now I could also say getting a degree matters to get a good job. They're both right, but you don't need a degree to get a good job.
You don't, but it certainly helps.
No, okay, fine. There we go.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Look certainly help. That's all I was saying.
But what we're saying is, it don't matter what you look like. If you don't have game, you won't maintain it.
Let me say
right.
this, though.
We know that, right? We know that, right? Can
Yeah,
we say
no,
that?
I got a question for the lady.
Y'all
you right there.
Assuming it seems like y'all assuming that I'm saying that it's the only thing that matters.
Not
I'm
at all.
just saying you have to
Not
know
at
your strengths and weaknesses before you go and approach. If your strength is not looks, don't rely on your looks. You're gonna have to have some
Your
mouthpiece.
strength.
If you don't have no mouthpiece,
Weakness
you
if
can
you
get
don't
away
know-
with it with looks. If you're looking
You
for
know if
ways,
the girl is gonna think you're cute or not. How do you know she thinks you're good looking or not?
you don't. But there are some people that have gotten the attention enough
That's
that
why
knows that they're
confidence.
universally pretty attractive.
You gotta go. Hey, Jay Roman. Hey, let Jay Roman speak, and then we'll go on.
Got a call.
I mean, I'm hearing you, but that's the guy that's creepy sitting over across the other side of the room because he thinks he looks so good, just staring at him down. You know what I'm saying? Where he walks up, he don't have a lot to say. He don't like to carry on the conversation because, as you put it, you know, his strength is his looks. So he comes up with his looks, and you know, when he goes to approach her, and he don't have a lot to say, so he talks himself out of it, as what they said. Like he talks himself out of getting it, because he really don't know what to do while he's there. So all I'm saying is that, okay, yeah, everybody has to have some sort of attraction to
Yeah, I agree
somebody.
with poor
Now,
men in
that
certain
attraction can
ways.
be different things, but you gotta mentally have a balance about yourself. Like it don't matter. Some dudes work out and they looking good. They go to the bar and they sitting there, got their shirt halfway on, opened up and stuff like that, and then they staring at somebody, you know, over here having a good time, making them laugh and talk, and wondering how come they not coming over his direction. He looks good, and that's off balance. And what we're teaching a lot of guys is right now is that, okay, if you have looks, then why develop all this other stuff? Why develop your mental? Why develop yourself? Because I look good. I rolled up and I look good, so they should be on me.
He's
Hey,
saying,
poor man, go ahead and go. Yeah.
I don't really agree with it because they're saying, see, that's the misconception. He's saying game versus looks, and it's not game versus looks. It's games and looks. It's game and looks. You don't have to have both, but you got to know what you're good at. That's all I'm saying.
No, I think
and I'm gonna rock the boat all night. I mean, I hope everybody is coming all night.
And I love it. And I love it. This is why I wanted this type of panel, because I knew we want people to stand on what they believe in. So we go upstairs to the ladies. We're gonna let the ladies talk, and then I want them to chime in. Go ahead.
Like what I mean, I think that like one thing I won't assume is that like just because you know a bunch of people have told me that I'm attractive, like I don't assume that everybody will think I'm attractive. So I never go into a space and think like, oh, I'm gonna get this person or I could get that person, and just assuming that everybody is gonna think I'm attractive. And that's the same thing, with men. I feel like a lot of men automatically assume like, oh, I think I look like, they think that themselves like, oh, I think I look good, so I can just approach this person and they're automatically like gonna like me. I think we need to realize like everybody has their own like taste in what they like. So just because one person may tell you that you're attractive, that doesn't mean that everybody finds you attractive.
See, we're gonna run into a problem here because everybody doesn't think Rihanna's attractive, but who are we kidding? Okay, so
I don't like Rihanna.
People
give me Jill Scott.
You in particular, right?
I like Jill
If you
Scott.
ask 10 guys, 9 are gonna say yes. So there is such thing as universal attractiveness. We're not acting like that. We're not acting like that. There are people that can walk in a room and say I'm attractive, and most people in that room will agree.
But most is not universal. Universal means 100%. So if one person says no, it's not universal.
Okay, if we're picking with words, I'm sorry if I use.
We are. So
let me go 9 out of 10 people. If 9 out of 10 find you attractive, You're pretty attractive, all right. And you can.
What are we doing on call, Steve?
We are. Let me check real quick.
What happens? So, ladies, let me ask you guys this question, because you already said that the person can talk you. His job is basically not to say something stupid to mess it up, right?
Right.
So, can he talk himself into something?
Yeah, that's game.
Listen,
He could.
Paul say? He said, as soon as he buy that wine, I'm coming up from behind. Like,
exactly.
How many times did he say he's black and ugly as ever? However, he's still getting pussy. Like, you just have to know who you are before you step up to a woman. And a woman can always tell if a man has the confidence and can carry out what he's saying. Point blank, period. Now, yes, a man can be like, I want to initially talk to him, but because he said whatever, and I'm actually enjoying myself, and I like what's coming out his mouth, demeanor, I changed my mind. Yes, he can talk himself into something that he wasn't initially getting. Exactly. But the thing is, a lot of these males out here today do not have that confidence to carry that out.
Yeah. And it's almost like these men nowadays are just more feminine than you. You know, they want to look more better than you. They walking around with purses and anklets, and it's very confusing because
there's a difference between being masculinely attractive and being feminine and attractive. There's a difference.
What do you
but
on
if
a man?
Because you saying anklets, a masculine attractive man isn't wearing anklets.
But that is what men are wearing. That's what I'm saying. They're trying to be more feminine, and to me, that's
what
not
is the anklet?
Like an ankle bracelet, like a
girl wears. Men wear that.
Yes, like a yes.
It's a thing that some people do, a small minority of men, but that's not a thing. Like,
that's our fault as men, because I'm the guy who's gonna say, bro, what the F is that? Why are we doing this?
I mean, but it started from the skinny jeans. It started from wearing the backpack. It started from everything is being more feminine in the men, and they think that's attractive because that's what entertainment is showing, and that shows a weak man.
Men start carrying too much. I've said this a long time ago on my podcast. Men carry too much accessories. Like that's a problem. Like I have my wallet, my ATM card. That's it. Like, that's only, what is this whole bag they put across their chest now? And like what's in the bag? Like what do we need in the bag?
I said that. What's inside the bag? Because I know what's inside my purse. What are you carrying around?
But this is what I'm talking about. So look, I could tell Latrice we got something to say.
In my bag.
Lacey, I'm sorry. Why I keep messing her up? Why do I keep saying Latrice? You know what it is? I got my cousin. My bad. Hey, my cousin's name's Latrice. So shout out to Latrice. My bad. And I didn't mean to make you sound like that, Latrice. I know you're gonna call me later, but Lacey, please chime in because I see your facial expressions. I need you to chime in on that.
I wasn't aware of these men doing all this, so I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if it's
they are.
Yeah, if I ever saw an anklet or a.
You don't. You don't. You don't. Let me tell you why you don't see it. You don't see it on a physical level. They hold the purses and dresses on a mental level. You is bitch like women. All they do is go over to those manospheres and those places and bitch
jojoba oil
women. So they wear shoes, they wear oil, they wear anklets on a mental level because all they doing is bitching about women who don't even give a fuck about them. They ain't even women ain't thinking about them, but all they do is get cuddle parties with other dudes. That's gay. It's asexual. Get like other guys wearing purses, dresses, and shoes, bitching.
They're in the comments saying they put stuff in here, so I'm a little.
It's drugs. They have drugs in the bag.
And jojoba oil.
Here's the thing.
Jojoba oil. What's jojoba oil?
Who's the sister in the top left? The one that talked after I talked and literally explained the point that I made. She talked about Biggie saying he black and ugly, but he got this and this and that. He knew his strengths.
Biggie is a millionaire. I mean, he knew
his strengths and weaknesses. He knew what he had.
He had money.
He
That's
knew what he had to
different.
offer. Did this man know what you have to offer a woman other than a dildo?
But listen,
he knew what he had to offer and he stood on it. That's what made him attractive.
He
And
was what?
we can't do this whole men are dressing feminine. Come on now, we gonna act like
They
Prince didn't exist.
are.
We gonna act like Prince didn't exist. We gonna act
Don't
like
mention Prince though, because
Prince did not exist.
That whole era was doing that.
Prince,
You look
no,
at-
yeah,
you look at
no.
the old
So,
kings
so
of
let, hold
England,
on.
they were
Let me
dressing
just
pretty
say this.
feminine. Like, what are you talking about? They were literally wearing
The whole era.
Men,
Nah.
hey, real men don't count Prince. This is what I'm saying. I don't count Prince. I don't count Cameo. Hey, all the Village Boys. I don't count them as men. I count real G's. And this is what I'm saying. They may have something to swing, but that don't make them men. And so what I'm saying is, hey, when he lost me with a brazier, you're a great artist, Prince. You're great, but you're not over here in this club as being represented as a man. I can't give him that. And this is what I'm saying. I say be a man all the time, not just sometimes.
So now,
what I'm saying,
masculinity has something to do with like your clothes. Obviously, a little bit.
Most definitely.
But to the degree where you would call Prince not a man because of his clothes.
It's the
No, I said masculine.
Patient.
And he's not in a man's club. You're right. I'm sorry. He is considered technically by law that he's a male.
No, that's not what we do. I don't do identity politics.
See, that's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying to you is, in a community as a man, in a community of a man, no. There's acceptance to understanding how we act. How we act is also, what people is going to perceive you as. I'm not going to be out here with a shirt that says, spend all my money on this in pink, and I'm walking around tiptoeing. Look. I know from where I'm from and the people that I'm around, we don't accept that. And with hey, that's your thing. I'm not hating on that. So there's a woman out there that will love that man. But personally, what I would tell you is,
was he not confident though? Was he not confident in what he did?
He was confident.
And women like that. Women were able to look past that.
But I was saying y'all were equating being unattractive and being feminine with clothing in the modern era, and I'm saying that
there's feminine dressing.
Historically, dresses changed. I mean, plenty of people wore kitten. Literally, the kings of England.
Men never changed.
They wore kitten.
Men didn't change.
But also you have to understand the context in what the situations were, meaning that if in a specific context, if we're saying that women who are the feminine wear dresses, and if you're wearing a dress, you're doing some feminine shit. It's that simple. You see what I'm saying? Like that's just the end all be all of it. Because if we're talking about the materialistic world or the material world, and we're saying, hey, women paint their fingers and wear lipstick and all that other stuff, and if you're doing that, then you're basically being feminine. You see what I'm saying? So are you
talking about in the modern age, or are you talking about historically speaking?
No, I'm talking about in the modern age. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is the context. So if in 2021, you know what I'm saying, and women are wearing dresses and wearing makeup and wearing nail polish, and you are a man, wearing nail polish and wearing dresses and wearing makeup, you are dressing in a feminine manner. That's all it is. It doesn't mean you're still a man technically, but you're representing femininity in the way that you're presenting yourself in the way you dress. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can't be masculine. You can't be masculine appearing to be feminine.
You got a call, sir.
I'm not disagreeing.
I just feel like we have to stop mentioning entertainers because their money makes a difference. People were fucking with them regardless of how they dress. It was because their status, who they were. Without all of that, what would they be doing?
The problem is the only people that I can bring up as examples would be people that were relevant and people that mattered and that had power. Unless I use anecdotal evidence. So I mean, we can do that, but then we can't have a conversation.
I'll get you. Let's get this call.
Area code 614. What's your question, and comment, or statement? 614.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, y'all? Good show. I just want to make a distinction to help a lot of the dudes out there who can't see this in the crowd. There's a distinction between a woman saying you got to be man enough so that you can step up to try to prove something to her, and she can still cover up her bullshit. There's a difference between that and you stepping up and being a man for yourself.
because you know you deserve respect. Because they'll try to play that game on you too. They'll try to say, "Oh, I want a man to do this or that." You know, he's strong, but they mean strength is in. They can mean strength is in being subservient to me. You know what I'm saying? Like you're under pressure to be a man and show me you're man enough versus just being a man because you know you deserve respect. And I think with the
I'm trying to understand that. I'm trying to understand what he's saying.
I don't understand.
I think he's saying the difference between being a man because that's what you do and being a man to try to impress a woman. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what he sounds
Yeah,
like.
yeah. Because some of them will take advantage of that. Like some of these ladies here, some of them were letting us know to step up to be a man. To it was good advice, so we stop being weak. But in other ones, you can hear there was some nuance. They were saying you need to be a man because I'm the shit, and you need to prove yourself to me. And it's like some of these women ain't shit. I mean, a lot of these women ain't shit either. And they use these conversations to cover up the fact that they pussy done. You know what I'm saying? Ain't all that.
Let me say this. Hold on. Let me get this. Let me get this one. Let me get this one, Steve. Hold on, Steve. Let me get this one. Hey, so 1 second, caller. So what I want to say is that like we have to understand as the men who actually choose the women.
Yes,
we choose the woman. And then for us to choose them and then complain about it, whose fault is that? What I'm saying is you can't choose the woman and then say, she was acting like this. She's acting like a woman is going to come with past walking. She's going to have a whole baggage with her when she comes to you. It is your job to remove all of that and build up this woman that you can see every day who's on your same page and understand that she's building with you in life. So look,
for that, some of them don't even work with. Some women you don't even need to work with the baggage. You just don't.
I'm too old. I don't deal with. I don't do mental health. Like I'm an honest man, right? So like I don't do medication. If you got medication, all that, I'm gonna keep it real, y'all. I'm an honest guy. So this is my thing. I don't fault men that do, but like I'm older. If I was younger, then I could probably get in that fight. But what I'm saying is, when you're an older man, I don't suggest you deal with too many problems. I'm 40 something. I'm 43 this year. So what I'm saying to y'all is that at 43, I'm not fighting the battles I would at 23. Like if she got qualities, but she got a couple of mental situations, then hey baby, we can deal with this and we can make sure. But look, I'm not dealing with nobody right now on medication. Like if you on any type of meds and at all, I can't.
On meds.
I'm just telling you, I can't. I'm not dealing with that. I don't care. Let me tell you about the number. I don't care about none of that because soon as I find out there's medication involved, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be involved. Because at the end of the day, I respect her enough to know myself, and I don't want to destroy her perception of what this man is. So I'm going to be honest with her and tell her, you know what? I think it'd be best to you find somebody that's going to nurture that part of you because I don't have that in me. I'm a man who needs a woman who's ready to be coached up, who's ready to listen to some instructions.
That's it.
Who's ready to be a part of the program. And that's just me. Go ahead, Steve.
No, but brother, what I don't understand is all I'm hearing is. But brother, all I'm hearing is boo-hoo.
Like whine about.
But brother, all I'm hearing is boo. We got the calls, but real quick, 954, we bring in the person. All I'm hearing is boo-hoo. When are y'all gonna connect the dots? That women don't come out the motherfucking box perfect.
I love what Mr. 1950 said, because if I'm coming from a bad place, a bad man or whatever else, and he looks at me and says, this is what's going on here, and he takes it by the reins, he's challenging me. And I need that. If you can't challenge me and run exactly with me, I'm gone. I'm bored. I'm gone. But knowing that he can step up and say, this is the game, absolutely, I'd bake him anything he wanted.
Nick, so that cuts off the bitching. That's what I'm saying. All you guys come with excuse type shit. This is what we're trying to teach you how men are. You're going to do it my way or you're...
Lacey, you're next, Lacey. You're next, Lacey.
What I was gonna say is based off of his comment saying you're either going to be a man or you know, you don't become a man for a woman. What ruins it all is there are an obscene amount of men that their validation to their manhood lies with their woman. And the minute that you're in a relationship, and my thing is like if you're in a relationship looking for your manhood, you don't have it.
Wow.
And if she,
hey, I'm about to mark this down.
If she has a backbone of any kind, that's the type of woman that's going to run over you. Because if you come and you're always looking for that validation and looking for that validation and looking for that validation, you looking for something you don't already possess, but you want her to behave as if you got it. And that's not how it goes.
No,
so
exactly.
a woman,
So
and if she's bold
we got
enough
poor man
to
next.
say to you, if she's bold enough to say to you, you're gonna have to bring this and you're gonna have to do this. If she gonna come at you with that even type of energy, she don't respect you off the rip. She already knows you don't possess it. That's why she has that. That's why she's like that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Kill 'em.
Otherwise, you know what I mean? And a woman knows when you around that type of energy, and you know, like I had a situation where I'm single for a while. I'm pumping my own gas. This is my car. I paid a no. I'm like, I could date this guy, pull up and I get out.
Well, she's
Like,
breaking
I'm
up.
like, oh, I'm about to, you know, pump gas or whatever. He's like, nah, you gonna get in the car and I'm gonna take care of that. And I'm normally the type of person with a lot of pushback, but that type of energy right there, I was like, whoa, you ain't said nothing but a word.
It feels
Go
great
ahead
when they
and,
take it
you know,
by
get
the
back in
reins.
the
It's like,
car.
no, baby, I'm taking care of you.
Exactly.
It's sexy
And, you know,
as
to take
hell.
that step back. Exactly. It's something about that energy and that
It's like,
confidence that
oh.
we're talking so much about that puts you in a situation where you're like, you know what, respect. Let me go ahead and get in the car. Versus you may have that same dude, or not that same dude, or someone similar say the same thing, and you'll mess around and bust out laughing like, oh, you go put the gas for real. Because they got different energy that suggests you're not even about that life. You're trying to create that perception, but you're not gonna hold it down like that. You see what I'm saying? So if a woman is gonna talk to you that way and say, bring your manhood, jump through all these hoops, prove to me, she's already set herself above you, my love. That's already a done deal. Like she's trying to tell you ain't on her level already.
Hey, so poor man, we're gonna get to you right after the call. We're gonna get a call, and then poor man, you're gonna open up with your response to that, okay? So let's get this call real quick and let's go. Yep.
All right, 954, then 470. We got you. 954. What's your question, sir?
What's going on? I don't really have a question, but I gotta come at poor man's comment with the celebrities and the looks and all that. I mean, at the end of the day, it's straight up. Either you're a man or you're a trick. When you're a celebrity, you're just a bigger trick. There ain't nothing more to that, man.
What's your thoughts, poor man?
I mean, how am I supposed to? You know, if you're a celebrity,
That's my guy, man. That's my guy. He's honest. He's like, what am I supposed to say about that?
Anybody can say that. We don't know these people. How am I supposed to know all of the tricks? They buy women nice things because they have the money to do it, and you don't. You like to call them a trick. It's that simple.
It's still game. It's either you can have her follow your program or not. If she's not following your program, she's tricking you out, bro. That's it. That's it. It ain't no other way about that, right?
Okay.
I like it. Hey, I appreciate the call. And what I like the most, poor man, hey, I gotta say, bro, I like this cat because this dude stand on his own. He don't care. He is about what he feel, and that's what this show's about. And that's why I wanted to bring different personalities in, because we don't all need to agree.
Right.
We need to have this conversation. And so I appreciate that, poor man. So poor man, give me your thoughts, because I know not Latrice, Lacey said some very shout out to Latrice though. But Lacey said some great things, and I just wanted you to respond to some of them because I know she was really in on. She really dug in on it.
Yeah, I get it. Well, this is when I realized that I'm actually on a panel full of people that are ambitious about male accountability specifically. As in,
no.
Yeah,
is there no accountability here? I'm reading it wrong,
so not me. So look, I'm about accountability, but I'm about this accountability. When me and this woman is doing things together, I'm going to hold her accountable. But I'm, as a man, I can't preach to the world about a general statement of all women this, all women that, because my dealings with this woman is different because my whole plan is different. So I don't deal with a lot of that. I don't deal with a lot of that.
Because
That's
it
all.
sounds like y'all deal with people. It sounds like everybody here, well, the men at least, deal with people on a one-on-one basis, and they're kind of talking to people in terms of. Okay, let's just get to because I'm just, this is me thinking out loud. But the thing about liking men that are super duper assertive and very disagreeable is they are and can be very dangerous. So it starts with men who are.
I gotta hear it. Let me hear this. Let me hear this. I love this. Let's listen up.
Men who are
do it.
disagreeable cannot become dangerous.
Hey man, I am very disagreeable.
Men in the game.
Have you watched?
I am very.
What do you I'm sorry. Over assertiveness, especially if it's with emotion.
God. No, I don't have emotions. There's no emotions.
Men that are agreeable can become.
What do you mean by dangerous?
Yeah. Oh no, I'm not saying men who are agreeable can't do it, but they tend to avoid conflict.
But
so they're less likely to.
What's dangerous? What do you mean?
What do you mean? What I mean? Like,
what do you mean by dangerous?
Yeah, what's dangerous? Because I definitely got some of that shit. What do you mean dangerous?
Disagreeable men tend to be the ones that are very ambitious. All right. And if you live in a scarcity mindset, ambition can be selling drugs. All right. But if you live in an abundance mindset, ambition can be leading a company. Right. The difference between those two people is usually their lack of, for the drug dealer, is usually his lack of being able to apply what he's doing to the future because he's living in scarcity. He's wondering where his next meal is coming from. Right. So he's making money, but he doesn't think about the future because he's living in a scarcity mindset. CEOs, people who are running companies, they've had the privilege of living
real quick, we got some calls. And I'm sorry to limit you. I'm sorry to limit. We got how many calls? We got
one call in the queue. We got one call.
So poor man, we're definitely gonna get to that. We're gonna get to this call, and then we're gonna discuss it as a group, because I think that's very important that you. Yes. I'm glad. See, this is why I'm glad you brought that up.
What's your question or comment, sir?
Yo. I just got a question. First, I just got a comment. First of all, y'all are killing this particular conversation.
We appreciate it.
But I just wanted to, Poor Man Podcast, to sort of expound on how, I just wanted him to expound on his statement, how can I say, the mindset can be particularly dangerous, or that individual of a man, how it could be, like, how can I say, they're assertive.
How being assertive is dangerous, I think.
A person who's not
that's,
or you know what I'm saying?
Yes, and I appreciate your call. We're gonna let you go, caller. We're gonna let him expand on that.
Yeah, go
All
ahead.
right. So I appreciate the call. Thank you. But go ahead, poor man.
Well, I mean, I don't a lot of the stuff seems to be, it either is or isn't, and I'm talking about potential here. Okay, so I'm not saying every agreeable man is going to hurt you. I am saying that men who are overly aggressive and agreeable are the ones that are more likely to be abusive. I don't understand how that's even a concept that is hard to take in.
Well,
I mean,
let me
if I want you to do something and I'm also physically aggressive and you don't do it, that can easily turn to violence.
So I would say most men that are mentally ill. See, we forget mentally ill men. We're gonna put them aside. But then the other men that have a hard time with losing the woman because they don't have enough confidence in themselves to move on, and they lose control of the situation, or they're desperate. There's several ways. If their mind is not right, they're going to become to be certain things. That doesn't mean, I don't think you can say disagreeable, because I'm very aggressive, but I'm aggressive in my beliefs, but I'm not like any woman I've ever been with. Like I always say, I've never cussed, I've never disrespected her in any way, I've never called her to any names. Any woman, any one of my exes will always tell you the same thing. I have never been on that level to do that, because I'm always in control of my emotions. We're
exactly, but that's the difference. Some men are not.
No, but
you can still be disagreeable and not in control of your emotions.
Okay, but you're talking about males. You're not talking about a man, because a man walks away. I can give you this lady right there that rejected a guy. She got shot. I can give you this other lady that rejected a guy and she got punched in the face. I can go down the list of that. See, the thing that you're doing is you're trying to lump men and males in together. A man
can't do that. That's
walks
separate.
the fuck away. We are not dangerous because we don't give a fuck about women that much to even care if they reject us. We walk.
I'll leave.
And if you look at Netflix and all them crazy ass killers, they got the same makeup that most of them motherfuckers across the street. Again, I gotta go across the street. That guys have no game. They complain about women. They mad. They rage. They come up with names, gimmicks, and all that goofy shit. They're the ones women are afraid of. Women can't even reject a guy nowadays without worrying about if she's going to get
retaliation.
Exactly. Men express aggression through physical violence. So yes, men
not all the time.
I'm talking generally speaking. Men display aggression through physical violence. Women display aggression through manipulation.
I would have to disagree.
Just said that women manipulate men because that, or was it Lucario? Because that's how they get through the world. That's how they display aggression. What do we do? I mean,
so my thing is this though.
I'm not saying that
but aggression is.
Let's go back to the beginning of the show.
Go ahead.
I'm just saying, let's go back to the beginning of the show. But one of the first things said was that when you're looking at and knowing that a guy is weak, and the ladies mentioned all this different stuff, and one of the things they mentioned was that a guy that is not disciplined and can't control himself and things like that. So we're not talking about a man that is standing on his square, moving the way he wants to move, focused with his life plan, and having somebody come along with that. We're talking about a guy that is weak mentally, that is going to turn around and then physically assault somebody because he's not getting his way. He's throwing that tantrum, right? Basically, that's what we're saying. He's not getting his way. He's throwing his tantrum. So he's an off-balanced individual. And so any goal of a man, they know, is to improve themselves and improve those who are around them as they move forward to whatever their goals are. So that dude you're talking about, which does exist, but is very a weak person, and I'm not considering him amongst this what we're talking about.
See, but no, y'all. Here's the thing, y'all. It seems like I am just giving a warning to women. I'm not saying that disagreeable men cannot be aggressive. I'm not saying that. I'm saying agreeable men can also be aggressive. Both of them can be aggressive, yes. So if you get rejected and if you're an over-aggressive man, you may go back. But if you're a very
you said that men would usually use violence, as in like a physical violence, and women use manipulation.
Men are more likely to use violence, yes, than women.
I don't agree with that.
Easily. Are you? That's part of woman. That's part of.
But that's a mental thing, just like you just said it, but that's a mental thing. I don't think all men already goes to their first reaction is violence. If you don't have the mental capacity to reflect on what's going on, then you're not handling the situation properly. If you're going to take it out on violence, then it's just like, then you're a weak ass man, because that's how you expressing yourself. That's how you showing your feelings, your emotions. You can't communicate, obviously. So you have to use aggression and violence to get your point across. And now you're really not respected, because what the fuck does that tell me? You're crazy.
See,
goodbye.
That's interesting, because historically speaking, that's how we got almost everything done.
But now we're bringing up, we were historically speaking.
Yeah, because I'm speaking in general. See, the thing is, y'all are talking about overly, and this is why I'm so a little bit passionate about it. It's because y'all are talking about men and saying that you should look for these traits in men. And I'm just saying, yes, those are great traits for men, but beware of the ones that are too much like that.
Well, we can't save everybody. Everybody can't be saved.
See, I think, wait, hold on. So basically what you're saying is
a warning. That's all it is.
No, but so basically what you're saying, because I think this is what's happening. You're equating a man who is aggressive and assertive as someone who is most likely to also be violent because of being aggressive and assertive. What we're saying is that that's not true. A man could be aggressive and assertive, right? And be non-violent, be cool as hell, be chill as shit. And you know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
no, I'm agreeing with you.
Right.
That's the thing. Like y'all don't
So
understand.
you're just saying that they exist.
I'm
saying they coexist,
and they are
Well,
very well out there, and they are the best manipulators, actually.
No.
So there are a lot of women that are in abusive relationships because they wanted overly aggressive, very demanding men. And I'm not
Not
saying
that
that
it's
that's
afraid
bad.
of them.
I'm
Like
saying
it's
that you
different.
gotta
It's
be
different
wary
to have
of
a
it if you're
woman.
It's that simple.
It's different to have a woman afraid of you. See, and that's that
We're
that
not
that
talking
happens.
about
We
Ike Turner
understand
right now.
Yeah, we're not talking about that. We're
not
talking about
Ike.
in general. Like I consider myself very aggressive because I have a lot of confidence. I will literally go talk to 5 women if they're right there. Like, oh, hey, how y'all doing? What's going on? And individually talk to them. I'm not afraid of that because I know that I have something that a lot of men don't, right? And that's confidence. I'm coming, and sometimes I don't even care about getting the numbers. I'm not here for that. I'm here to have a good time. So you know what? I'm just here to have grown-up adult conversation between male and women. And my thing is that I'm about 6'2", 150, 160 pounds. And let me tell you something. I got a big beard with a deep voice. I understand that I can be intimidating sometimes. So I try to make sure I cool people off with my presence. I go and speak very good to them. I can articulate well. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is I try to kill the stigma of all this nonsense that people have of perception. So a lot of what you're saying is perception. Like that's just perception of being aggressive.
I just feel like why do they matter? Because there's so many reasons. There's so many on the flip side. There's a lot of women who are just as mentally crazy, just as manipulative that way too. So me bringing that up will have nothing to do with. It's like, okay, they coexist, and we're not. So you just wanted that. So you just wanted us to acknowledge that they coexist. Yes, we know there are some bitch ass niggas out here. We get it.
But see, here's the thing: is if we're looking at some of the statistics that's going on, those men are very active, and those are the women, or those are the men a lot of women are choosing. I mean, in terms of if we're looking at what is it, 78% of men that don't want to take care of their kids. That means somebody's not making the right choices. And it's probably because they have a bad radar. I'm just saying be wary of those men that don't want to take care of their children because they're overly aggressive and they will abuse you.
Well, not taking care of their kids is different.
Some of the characteristics
So we got calls blowing up. I don't mean to cut everybody off, but we definitely want to get the involvement of other people. So let's get the calls. Let's get some of these calls, and then we go right back to the conversation.
We got 4 to 6
Poor
minutes.
man want to start shit.
Yeah, we got.
That's what I'm here for. I'm here to stand on what I believe in. And I mean,
I get it, but I just feel like mentioning that they coexist has really nothing to do with, like, it has a lot to do with it, but that's not what we are talking about.
I'm saying, like, if most women are not picking these guys or just very emotional, very agreeable men, if most women aren't picking bad choices, why is the single mother rate so high?
Okay, but wait a second, big dog.
Oh, come on.
Hey, brother. What about the sucker that lies to the woman and tells her, I do want the relationship? Or the sucker that tries the back door, or the sucker that pokes holes in the rubber when the woman says, I don't want to have kids. So you're making it one way, brother. You got to make that shit across the board, dog.
Here's the thing. I'm not saying that men aren't responsible too. Okay, yeah, y'all not. I'm saying, see,
you're half-assing.
I feel like this is a panel that's kind of based on men and their wrongs, which I definitely agree.
No, and I continue. If you heard any of my pieces, if you heard like any of my podcasts, how I get down, you would know that's not the case. I'm a very balanced individual with accountability, but my thing is, like I don't try to convince. Like men already know what the negatives are. Right? They already know certain types of women. They already know how women do this or how women do that, right? They know these things. So we're trying to show men how to live a happy life, but not being manipulated by these things, how to build himself up to grow into men that can be better fathers, husbands, and men in civilization. If we sit in a corner and complain, what do they call them in the club? What do they say? What do they say?
Agree.
Wallflowers or whatever. Like there's men that go in the club and we dance and interact with women, and then there's men that stay on the wall and dance with their homies in the corner.
Complaining.
Those men complaining. We got calls though, so poor men.
Okay,
we gonna get some missed calls.
I like this. We going on. Oh yeah, I ain't even.
469.
It's gonna be all night. I'm here all. I like this.
Okay. 469-614-480 and then 914. 469, you're up, sir. Then 614-480-914. Go ahead, 469. 469 going once.
Is this me?
Yeah, it's you, brother. What's up?
Oh, okay, cool. Hey, I just want to say I'm joining the Army. I'm going to go infantry. And as soon as I told my girlfriend about it, man, she beat my ass left and right.
Okay, you should get your ass beat. Let's get to the next one. Erico 480, you up? What's up?
Wow. That's why he going to the Army now.
He should be getting his ass whipped. 480, what's up?
He needs a man boot camp. Go ahead.
Yeah. I had a question from Mr. 1950.
Let's go with it.
You from Los Angeles, right?
Nah, I'm from the Bay, man.
Oh, the Bay. Okay. Now,
Yeah.
Growing up, have you ever had any problems with I don't know what you're into as far as women, as far as other races. Have you ever had a problem with any other ethnicities and as far as dating game is concerned, dating them?
Nah, man, I've been pretty fruitful, man. Like I said, I've been blessed, man. I would say the whole spectrum of nationalities I done had a part in. I've been appreciated by all nationalities.
Okay.
All right. Is that it for
what about you, Lucario?
Wait, what's the question again?
Have you had a problem with women? Have you had problems with women, dog?
Nah, they're all the same, bro. They're all pink on the inside. You feel me? So it's funny.
That's it.
That was terrible.
They all sound like this.
He'll give out none of that.
They all sound like this. All the same shit. That's it.
I can't, like, I think we gotta all understand that, yeah, there going to be times when people can be difficult, but that doesn't mean they're a problem. That just means that, hey, if she doesn't listen, then she's not for me. Like, that's okay though, and I'm all right with that. And that doesn't mean that she's a problem. That means she's just not for me. Just like I don't like, one of the biggest thing I have a problem with is men always talking about receipts and show me this and show me that. As a man, I don't believe as a man you should ever ask another man for receipts. Like, they be like, oh, you get women, let me see your woman. Show me your woman. What type of bitch ass man is going to show, look, this is the woman that I love. This is the woman that takes care of the things I need her, you know, and it's hard for me because a lot of you men are going for group validation. Like I always try to tell kids, like, take care of your own GPA because they don't give group scholarships. So just like relationships, unless you're into it, there won't be a group relationship, right? But if you're not, you as a man need to know that, hey, pick the woman that you want. At the end of the day, when she's 65 years old, 70 years old, hey, how beautiful is she going to be if she don't take care of herself? I don't care how she looked when she was 20. Now, if you a man and you have her maintain herself, then this is the type of woman you're going to receive at that age. Go ahead, brother.
We got two. Yeah, I got two other calls. 914, you're up, then 412. 914, what's your question?
What's up, fellas? Hey, ladies. I have a question for the ladies too. And what up, Steve? I have called you before. Ladies, I think one of them, Lacey was talking about this too. She mentioned about how a man can talk his way out of the pussy. But my thing is that though, what if you like the man, and the man is saying stuff that could be a little. Sometimes too, when a guy like you, he kind of nervous, and he says some shit that's kind of weak. But wouldn't the lady who likes you have a high interest pick up the slack? Because let's be honest, if a guy would have, the guy want to fuck.
Nervous.
So most guys are not going to come out and say that.
Wait, what?
So, but my thing with the ladies, when the ladies feel like you could talk. But my question is, so how can a guy talk to
We'll get to Lacey. We'll let Lacey answer that.
already like that?
But you said
Let's let Lacey answer that. Hold on, real quick, Steve. He asked Lacey. Let's let Lacey
I
answer
didn't
that.
hear the last part if he was saying more, but honestly,
Go ahead.
listen, I'm just gonna give it to you straight. If you got an ounce of nerves and it shows, 9 times out of 10, she gonna throw it away.
Thank you.
She's gonna throw it away. And it depends on the type of woman that she is, of course, because there are women who are also shy and so on and so forth. So that might appeal to them. But if you're talking about, I'm just gonna use this as an example. Like if you're talking about a woman who sees herself as an alpha, you coming up to her nervous is not something she's going to have much respect for. She's gonna look at it as
thank you,
a form of weakness. It means that you already have deemed yourself unworthy. And you're carrying that energy. So she's gonna be like, well, if you don't think you even qualify to get my number, what do I look like giving it to you? You know, and it's just it kind of
straight Lacey.
It definitely sucks. I feel you on that, but it's just like that woman is confident, so she is going to respond with wanting to see her equal or higher.
I mean, hopefully you look good, because then that'll help you out.
It definitely will help. And I was gonna say the rebound too, because if you're nervous and then you start fumbling, then you just tank the whole thing. There have been men, I'm sure, that have approached and kind of said something corny and then made a good joke out of it to the point to where you can make her laugh. You may be able to pull her back in with that. It just kind of depends on your swag, because there are men that fumble over themselves, but they know how to snap out of it and pick it back up in enough time before she's even been like, no, just enough for her to make a face like, did you just? And by the time she's processing it, you already got her laughing and screaming and tickled. You know what I mean? And by that point, she's forgotten all about it. It just depends on how well you are bouncing back from the fall too. Because you can do something corny and then y'all both realize it's corny. If you got a nice little joke to stumble off of that with, and she's giggling so hard by the time she catch her breath, she ain't worried about that little fumble. But when you fumble, then you knock a drink over, then you bumping into people. You like, oh hell no!
Get the fuck out!
All right, left. Don't come back. Just go. You know, it depends on how it happens.
Yeah, Steve. One more thing too, Steve. Yeah, Steve. One more thing too. Yo, to that cat 950, right? He was saying like whatever 1950. He was saying that if a man asks another man his receipt. Now, the reason why most guys will say that, I'm gonna give you an example, right? I know these cats in the gym, I should talk real tough, how they get bitches, this and that. Well, I went out with them one time. My nigga, I seen that type of bitches they were getting. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I'm like, I wouldn't even dare to fuck these bitches. My thing is what I'm saying to you is, again, and I'm gonna say this to you, but when you went with them, you asked them a specific question, and I don't really like to use that around the ladies, but when they say, hey man, I get plenty of women, they never tell you they get women that you like.
Exactly.
And
he
just said, hey man, I get a lot of women. No, it's not about that. No, the way they be talking though. The way they be talking though, because a lot of
they talking because they like the women they got.
Some of these women they're not even really into.
They're not what?
So what? I don't see a receipt because anybody can tell you anything.
No, but why do we care? Why do we care about another man's?
Call it the point. You asking them about they women. They like the women they getting. You're not the one getting the women though. So they got women they like, but you're not getting the women you like. But listen, I want to teach.
Or are they looking for validation? Because then that's
right.
Exactly. And call
exactly.
I'm gonna teach you how to listeners. This is how you approach a woman. You go like this.
Hi, how you doing? You think I give a fuck about how you doing?
Try that shit over here.
I know, right?
Voice sound so it can tell me how the fuck to get at you.
That's how you talk to a woman. You feel what
we got 2 calls left. We got to reset. We got 2 calls.
All right, let's get the next call. Look at the next caller.
914. All right, 412. You're up. Then 347. 412. What's up, brother?
Hey, Steve. This is Sushi. Do you guys answer the game
questions tonight, or should I call some other time?
Christ. Sushi, we got women on the panel. Go talk to the women. Sushi, talk to the women.
Man, what does he want, dude? If it's playing game, we ain't playing games today,
All
man.
right, we gonna move on, Sushi. If you ain't gonna
We'll
ask,
move on, man. We ain't got time for that.
He out of there.
Get out of there. All right, let's get to 347, then 470. Lines are blowing up. 347, you're up, then 470. 347, what's up? All right, 347 going once, 347 going twice.
Hello,
All right, let's get
yeah.
to area code 470. You're up. 470, what's your question?
All right, yo. So I have a particular question. So, how do you feel about dating outside your race? Well,
a woman is a woman.
Because I feel like most guys, you know, we like to explore our options. Like it's like going to a restaurant. We like to see the appetizers.
Yeah, what's your question? Because I just said women are women. It don't matter what race they are.
Wait.
I get it, but you know.
Wait. Time out. Let me show you something for a
So
second.
you care about what another man thinks?
Every lady, listen. Let me ask the ladies on the panel. After hearing his voice, tell me. Every lady on
You
here.
ain't racist.
No, I'm gonna just be real. I'm showing y'all motherfuckers that y'all ain't shit. Y'all weak as fuck, ladies. I'm gonna shut the fuck up. Ladies, be honest.
Honestly, you calling about asking about that. I just feel like who cares what somebody thinks about who you're interested, who you're attracted to. If she's Asian, black, yellow, brown, it doesn't fucking matter. If that's somebody you're interested in, that should just be it.
Dude,
Yeah, I think what men struggle with, right now is a lot of talking points. Oh no, you next, poor man. I'm gonna say something real quick. I'll let you do it. What his problem is that I think a lot of talking points is being about black women nowadays, right? So because of that, the talking points, and they follow these YouTube dudes that's always talking about a certain type of black woman or this, that, and the other, that they have an opinion in their head, thinking, okay, so maybe I need to talk to other women. Let me tell you something. Every single nationality has women that's not going to be for you. Mm-hmm. So for you to just exclude just black women or just Asian women or just white, like, then you're fooling yourself. Like a lot of times, men, y'all need to understand, you're taking away about 95% of women you can actually talk to if you listen to YouTube content creators. Because they're going to tell you not to date. They're going to tell you, don't date no single moms. Oh, don't talk to them because they this, that, and the other. Oh, don't talk to them. Oh, black women, they act like this. Oh, don't talk to them. Oh, you know what? Wait for a woman to talk to you because you're the prize. We're the prize, but wait for them to talk to you because they need to know that you're the prize. Like okay, so we're the prize, but okay, so they don't want us to hunt anymore. Our natural instinct is to hunt and to go out and go approach the woman, but now they don't want us to do that no more. So all I'm saying is, bro, I think for future goals, man, whatever you like, you like. That's why I was saying earlier, when a man says he has women, I believe him because he has the women that he wants. I don't need to ask, let me see the picture. I don't care about the picture. Hey, bro, okay, you doing your thing. Have a great life with that. The guys who needs to see, they envious because in their own life, they don't have a plethora of choices. So you get mad at another man with choices. And then you try to beat him up and say, oh, she ain't this. Oh, she ain't that. And then you get mad when a man like me pointed out. Look, I'm proud of any man to get a woman.
All right, we got 347 and 778. 347, what's your question in 778? 347.
What's up? I want to shout out everyone on the panel first, but I have a question for Mr. 1950.
There you go. I'm here.
You said earlier it's a man's job to build the women up, but I've dated a couple women in the past, and these women will complain that they're not as attractive as other women. I'd be like, yo, that's not a problem, but they'll always make it a problem. So what's your answer to that?
I'm cool. I'm cool with a woman complaining. And let me tell you why. I'm okay with a woman being unsure. I'm okay with a woman not, because I'm the one creating the plan for this woman. So I'm going to take that negativity that she has for herself out and give her value in what she does very well. And what she doesn't, I'm going to teach her what she needs to know. So I'm not going to say, oh, this woman's complaining and I'm going to join the club. I don't need to join the club. If I see potential in this woman, I'm going to make sure that I put her in position to win with me, not with everybody else. I don't care if she complains about all that.
But yeah, I understand what you're saying. They always but she compares herself to other women being more attractive than her. But
I don't care how she feels about herself when it comes to other women. That's something internally she needs to battle. All I can reassure her is that in my eyes, this is why you've been chosen right now. So there shouldn't be an issue with me and you. As long as that don't affect her in doing some of the woman things that I need her to do, I don't care. I don't care about that stuff.
All right. So thank you for.
I got you. What's up, brother?
All right. Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you,
everybody, my bad. I gotta go ahead and my wife just she needs some major, so I gotta go ahead.
It's all good, bro. Take care, man. And we're gonna catch up. We're gonna bring you back because man, you bringing it.
All right.
y'all.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, I appreciate y'all, ladies.
I enjoyed it,
gentlemen.
Appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
All right. Eric code 778. You're up. What's your question, sir? And then we'll reset the lines. What's your question there, 778?
Yeah.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Good evening.
What up?
Hey, quick question. I'm gonna give some context. I was at this restaurant the other day. Some friends, some ladies. This lady I just met towards the end of the night. She said, "Hey, can you please help me put this into this to-go box because my biceps aren't big enough?" She was asking me to.
Man, if you don't get your bitch ass off this line, all right, keep going, dog. We're gonna listen. And then wait. Y'all don't think I'm being an asshole. I'm just trying to save y'all from these women tearing y'all the fuck up. I'm trying to say, don't think I'm being mean. But if these women get hold of some of you motherfuckers, they're gonna really kill any type of self-esteem that you have by calling you bitches. And I'm trying to get them not to call you bitches. So, man, y'all gotta put more bass in your voice. Let your nuts drop a little bit from your stomach. Man, these women don't want to hear this shit. I'm sorry. Go ahead, man. I'll reset the lines.
You good? Everything
Right, lines are
good?
down.
We clear?
I reset them.
Okay, good. So again, we want to discuss this before we get out of here, ladies. So how do you guys feel about men that say that you should approach them?
That's not a man. A man that knows his truest value knows that when he speaks, the attention is on him and he commands that. And if he gets a no from me when he speaks, he knows that he's walking away with his value and he's not going to go back about that no, because at the numbers of women to men, there are more women than there are
men.
Yeah.
And of value, you are taking no losses by walking away when I tell you no. I'm a loss.
Facts.
Dick is a gift.
Facts.
You ladies cooking tonight. Shit.
That's some real shit.
Let's go next.
Yeah, we open the lines up. Yeah, we're getting the lines open.
No, so Courtney, what do you think about that?
What was the question again? I'm sorry.
So
What do
let's
I
go
think
with
about?
what do you about think about men saying that you guys are supposed to talk to them?
Yeah,
you guys are supposed to make your point.
Yeah, no, for me, I'm not shooting my shot. I'm not doing that with any man. Because I feel like we kind of talked a little bit about this the last time. But again, if I'm attracted to a man and we in the same space, I may hint that I may want him to come over and talk to me, but I'm not gonna go over there and initiate any kind of conversation because you're supposed to come to me, if you're attracted to me, you come to me, you say something to me. I'm not doing that. And like you said, Shan, if my no hurts your feelings, then you just
right.
But if I say no and you respect that, have a good night, whatever, shit, I might be like, well, damn.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
That real good. Come back over here. No.
Say that again, please. Say that again, please.
No, but it's true. Like a man who could just walk away and take the no is kind of, for me, it's a little like eye opener because most men that I've encountered will possibly disrespect you or, you know, treat you differently or try to be rude towards you versus than just taking that no and all right, have a good night.
It also says, I'll challenge you. I'll challenge you. And like 1950 was saying a while ago, it gives us rules. And I know that he's not going to let me run over him. So I may consider going, well, hello there. Wait a minute. Let's keep this going.
Hold on, what you drinking?
Exactly. I'll take some Woodford with some Filthy Jerry's. But if we're all standing in a group at a bar and everything, and if one of you is really got my interest, I might touch you. And a woman touches you, she's into you. If she gives you a light little touch, she's into you. And if she actually does that, she's trying to get your attention. And that's when you come in. Or she might ask you something like if Jay Ronan stayed here, I would have touched him because he had me curious this whole time. I've watched him interact. I would have asked him how he felt about Albert Pujols going over to the Dodgers.
Oh,
so then he would probably know that I'm into baseball also, which,
Yeah.
So I would
cheating
have done
move,
that.
but go ahead.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've used what he was showing, what all women do, to start a conversation. I know a tiny bit about baseball, and that's how I would have approached him, just to open up to me. Now, if he doesn't come back, then I'm like, okay, fine. That I shot, a little bit. I showed my interest, and he's just not interested, and I'm okay with that.
Lines are open, guys. If y'all want to call in, lines are open.
These comments are hilarious. But I do agree. I agree. I don't feel like women
if y'all got
should be
some questions,
shooting
put it
their
in the chat too. If y'all got some questions, put it in the chat. Also, the ones who's watching, go ahead and go to the Mr. 1950s channel, and subscribe and push the like button, please. That would be nice. Help a brother out.
It's simping to you, JT Young, because you ain't man of fucking enough to be on a panel and talk. Hey, if we simping,
he said he's doing.
Hey, JT Young, we simping. You call in and talk to these women and watch them eat your bitch ass up.
Well, and this is what it is. And this is what it. Go ahead, Lucario. You got it, Lucario. You said
I want JT to call up, but you know what the problem is? Dudes
not the word JT.
They don't even understand what's going on because we have these ladies on the platform so that y'all can hear from women themselves how they do you guys. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Right. So we're having a discussion here. So a lot of guys think. They think when men and women actually have cordial conversations that the man is simping because they think that we're supposed to be telling y'all, hey, bitch, shut the fuck up. And I'm saying they think that's how a conversation between a man and a woman is supposed to go if we masculine. You understand what I'm saying? But see, guys who haven't really actually been with women don't know how to talk to women, so they don't even know how it looks when real men talk to real women. You know what I'm saying? They got to call crazy shit. You know what I mean?
It's JT. Let's see. 614. You're on. What's up, man? Oh, points.
Yeah, that was a tough loss, man.
Yeah,
You're right, warrior.
There you go. He nutted the fuck up and got scared.
But why is his name JT? I'm just stuck on it.
Hold on, I got actually some exclusive audio of JT right here.
I don't know what to do. Oh my God, Facebook, help me. I can't believe this shit.
That sounds like a gentleman that's in his mama's basement with a Vaseline and a sock.
And he wrote his name on the orange juice too.
Exactly.
I gotta JT.
I can't even do shit right here. And you know that, man. Why are you doing me like this, man? Everything I do is a fucking problem, G. And I'm sitting here telling you I don't have nobody, man. I'm going through a life too, G. All I know is you. And you really trying to hurt my heart, G.
There you go.
Hey. Hey, man. So this is what it is. I'm gonna close this out in just a second, but what I wanted to say, most to the men, I know we got a lot of people watching. Hey, poor man back. Hey, so to the men, a lot of you guys are watching. I think we overutilize that word simp, right?
Right.
Because I think men don't understand that if you look at any of our videos on this panel, what do we preach? Leadership, taking control of your own life, not spending all this money, don't lead with money. I mean, I don't understand. how could you get simp from any of that language? You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's kind of like what Lucario was saying. I think they want us to be on here as a check session
right.
for women. And I think because we don't carry ourselves like a lot of men that maybe they're around that yell and scream at women because they can't articulate themselves in a way that women can value them, then they get upset. Then they want to high five. You know, they came on here. They came on here to really, and this is why I wanted to put on this show, right? I wanted to put on this show because I wanted women to be able to be honest about the same things we tell you men. Like they're telling you, you guys are creepy when you do certain things. You guys lead with pocketbooks, and they're gonna take advantage of those pocketbooks. They're anklets, right? And then at the end of the day, I like the fact that it's a different display of men. I'm different than Steve. Steve's different than Lucario. Lucario's different than Poor Man. And then all of us, we have different opinions. Now, Poor Man had an opinion that we disagree with, but coming to find out, he understands both values. He just believes that one needs to have some play in it. I definitely want to get his opinion about what he was saying earlier to kind of get that out because we have phone calls. Then he had to go. So talk to me a little bit about your philosophy on that situation we was
Well,
talking
see,
about.
I gotta see this is another pushback because yes, they did say, confidence matters, but they also said looks matter. They did say that. Then they said, y'all saying don't leave with your pocket or your purse, but then you or your wallet, whatever. But then you also say like, you're supposed to add value to the woman outside of what her fingers can do. You know what I mean?
That value has nothing to do with money.
No, not all the time. Not all the
No,
time.
I don't lead with money.
There
Let me tell
you
you.
go.
There you go
The
again.
inclusion. It's like you want to include. It's all under the same umbrella, but that's not what values the woman. Like because money doesn't value the woman. Having money doesn't value. So if you a broke man, like one of the fellas up here was saying on the panel, when he was younger, he didn't have the money, but he still attracted the girls by maybe his game and how he approached them. So money wasn't a factor. I mean, I don't know if you're talking about like city girl mentality type of females, maybe that, but like I don't think you can get far with that.
I'm not sure. Maybe we have a difference in see, my objective personally is to get black men and women, and this is specifically, of course, it's across the board now, but my ultimate goal is to get black men and black women back into a family unit so that we can practice group economics to boost ourselves in the world. Because a lot of our complaints seem to be because we are poor. So that's my goal. And to do that, both parties have to take accountability. So I do understand that men are going to lead, though, for sure. And I always preach that. If anybody's listening to any of my content, that's what I talk about. But I also believe that women have to be accountable for certain decisions they make. Because we can sit here and say that women are making great choices in selecting men, and these are all the things that women are looking for. But it's just not true. There are so many women that are going for bad men, and that's why the rate of single mothers is so high.
Stop. What is a bad man? Because you're trying to do it again.
I'll give you an example.
You're trying to do that pill shit by generalizing shit. So what is a bad man?
Well, that's what we're here for. What we're here for.
Because I'm a bad
man. I want to hear it. I
want
to hear what he said. I want to hear what he said.
But
what is a bad man?
A bad man is a man that doesn't want to take care of his children, leading to a 78% rate of children out of wedlock.
No. So that let me really tell you.
But there's not a lot of men that are like that.
Hold on. But what I would say is
exactly. Hold on real quick. Point. She just made a great point. She said there's not a lot of women or a lot of men that are like that. Exactly.
I mean, like there are a lot. There's a great amount of men that do take care of their kids.
Okay, yes, I agree with that. See, I agree with that. But what happens is one man is responsible for a lot of the chaos because women are not taking accountability for their sexuality. How is that so? If there's a man and he has 8 baby mamas, the last 6 of them were not sexually responsible. It's that simple.
So
these are men you should avoid. But a lot of women aren't avoiding these men.
Well, why do you care? But why do you care?
Because I said my ultimate goal is to bring black people together.
And you can't save everybody. You can't save everybody.
But I would say this to the brother, right? Because I understand it. I think me and you are on the same page when it comes to that, right? Because I'm a traditional man. I believe in traditional values, family, and stuff like that. So I will tell you this too. We have to understand too what we're up against in a lot of different areas. One of them is that the percentages they're talking about on single women, that means single women not married to the father, but that doesn't mean father not in life. So they will not throw a number out there and say, okay, this is the percentage of the father actually in this woman's life to have these kids. I mean, to raise these kids. So what I'm saying to you is, what I try to focus on building the man to lead the farm, if you know what I mean, right? So women are going to make choices. They're going to make terrible choices at times, right?
And they should be held accountable for those choices.
They are held accountable. They're definitely held accountable. Let me tell you what women are held accountable. This is where women are held accountable, right? Women are held accountable when they get to a certain age and they no longer can compete against men who actually value them because they're stuck in their mind frame of not following instructions. So what I'm saying to you is that when you get a woman who defies all type of man, the man wants, oh, I don't want to do that for him. I ain't doing this. Okay, no problem. But they're gonna limit themselves, and then they're gonna get older, and they're gonna have issues later in life. But my personal concern is, hold on, real quick, Steve. I'm gonna let you go. My personal concern is just to build the men in order to lower that problem. Because if men, for one, if we took accountability for making sure that we took care of our last name, meaning not having babies with women we don't plan on being with,
exactly,
not living a life of lying and deceiving, because if you're honest to them, they'll give you what you want. And if they don't, they're not for you, right?
We got a call.
But my whole thing, okay, I got you, Steve. Last thing, poor man, is I understand what you're saying. We just disagree on points, because I feel like that as a man, the patriarchy is us.
Always.
And if we're continuously holding women accountable, then whose opinion are we valuing? Are we valuing our own? Are we valuing theirs? Because actually, I don't.
See, this could be a very long discussion, but I guess if we got callers,
that's why. Hey, that's why too, man. Hey, me and you can rock on another one too. We can get out, man. That's why I say I love it. But go, let's get to the caller.
I just want 214. Which question, brother? What's up? Wait, I'm sorry.
Hello, and everyone else on the panel. How you guys doing, man?
What's up? Yes.
I'm good. Appreciate the call.
Straight.
Yeah, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to you, brothers, man. You know, you teaching a lot of us young ones the game and stuff. And I can tell you that from a personal perspective. I've been listening to you guys for a minute, and I've been invested in Locario and Steve's material and stuff. But I wanted to ask a very important question to hopefully open the eyes up of some new young men that are coming up, might have just discovered you guys. And I want to direct this question to the ladies specifically, and then I'll get off the line. But going back to this whole, like, you know, in the earlier parts of the conversation, you guys were kind of going back and forth about looks and money and status and all that other bullshit that men like to stand on today. Like, ladies, what is your perspective, and like, what are like some of the first interpretations that you get on a man that approaches you and likes to stand solely on like the material things that he's possessed? And can you like just come from like an honest place of like what you pick up on in terms of that? So that's what I wanted to ask you. Like,
to me, that shows me that's all you got. That's all you have to offer me, and that has nothing to do with who you are as a person and what you value and what you bring to the table for me and what I can bring to the table for you. So by you saying, here's what I got, I can do this, this, and this, and this, it does nothing for me. I'm going to run. I'm like, well, you know, I would rather have a man come up, and I think it was Jay Roman said he didn't have any money. I'd rather him say, you know what, let's go do this, and him spend quality time getting to know me, doing nothing else, but us just going maybe to a park or to wherever and just spending time and showing me he's a man than spending money. Time is the biggest gift you can give any woman.
Yes.
Broke it in actions. Get you a nice air mattress of sex. I'm telling you right now, it's
Because
happening.
if you build and you give time to a woman, she'll help you build and make
Baby
your
oil
goals
on
that you have set for yourself.
That's that's what the commercials say.
That's where that saying "earn your keep" comes from.
Oh, Lord.
Got no money, you ain't got no, but you fixing shit around my house. My car is running right. You know what to do if something's broke. You have value. A lot of men today, they can't read body language. They have no value. They can't do shit in the house.
That's
They'll call up another
interesting.
man to come fix it.
True.
That's
I
interesting.
know my boy, he does such
True.
and such. Then I should be with your boy and not you. If another man decides how your family eats and not you, I should be with that man, not you.
Exactly.
Here's the thing. I'm sorry. How do you know?
Come on,
How
Shan.
could you? How can you say that men aren't good at reading body language if that's what we're expected to do to pick up on choosing signals to approach women?
The same reason that you said that the men wait at the clubs and they're looking at women, it's that same tactic. It's the body language they don't get. Some men don't even understand spatial awareness. Back the fuck up.
Let me tell you something. I live in Atlanta and I'm a gun owner. So when I'm pumping my gas to go to work in the morning and that man got dressed to stand at the corner of the gas station, he got nowhere to go. And his thing is, I want to see what women coming to the gas station today so I can talk to him. I don't signal him to come over on purpose, but he brings his stupid ass over. And when he gets halfway, I just raise up my shirt and show him my gun and he backs the fuck up. You have to read body language on women because you will get yourself fucked up.
And I think men can tell when a woman is attracted and want him to come over versus not just looking at you. Like I can just be looking at you. That doesn't mean I want you to come over and talk to me. I mean, that's part of body language.
And then his approaches too, as a man, like I say, I'm a tall, I'm a dude that, you know, I'm a size, you know what I mean? So I'm not gonna go behind a woman that don't even see me really and be like, hey, what's up? And be kind of in her space. She gonna be afraid of me off top. You know what I mean?
A woman that you
It's all
don't ever do
yes, it's all about how you understanding the tactical sense. Like this is and poor men. See, this is where a lot of men fail because they don't understand how to even start it off. I know Lucario. I like how Lucario explained it. I think he was walking in New York City when he had a show. I forgot what it was called, about some code approach. I don't know what they was talking about. So talk to me a little bit about a woman's approach. Go ahead.
Were you talking about choosing signals?
You're talking about choosing signals, something like that. Yeah.
Oh no, I was in Times Square making fun of choosing signals and shit because I think a lot of guys be waiting on chicks to give them a sign before they go to approach. But the thing is that if you understand game and you know how to approach, talk to, interact with women, what's going to happen is that you'll be able to see when you're having a conversation or when you say something to a woman if she wants to have a conversation. You could just say good morning and you know what I'm saying, and see her response, right? And then keep it going after that. It's like it's not that hard. You know what I'm saying? If a woman keeps walking away from you while you're trying to talk to her, that means she ain't trying to stop and talk. It's not that hard. So a lot of times it's just dudes don't really have any social intelligence. You understand what I'm saying? And that causes a lot of friction and disruption in situations. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, I wasn't talking about social intelligence. That's a little different. I get it, but I still don't. I'm still a little caught on the fact that you could say somebody's bad at reading body language when that's what you expect them to do. I mean,
well, how you
literally what men do to
But in this day and age,
read body language, regardless of if it's good
in
or
this day
bad.
and age,
I don't. What do you mean by that? About what do you mean by that when you say that's what we expect them to do? So are you saying that a man is waiting for a woman to have a certain look to then approach?
No, because even if I approach you and I say, hey, or good morning, or whatever it may be, you will give signals verbally or non-verbally, that you are interested in carrying this on.
Okay.
Men have to pick up on that.
Right.
So how are men bad at reading body language? That's
Because
all I
some
want.
men can pick up on it and still not care and still keep going and still.
That's called sexual assault. Like,
Yes,
literally,
ma'am.
by definition. That's sexual. I mean, what are we doing? Is that not?
No, but what we're saying is that
I'll just say this. In a swipe right and swipe left world, where some of that is already taken off the shelf, right? So you're on this dating app. You swipe right or left, whatever. I don't know which way it goes because I ain't on those. And you already know at some point she's a little bit interested, and you go on your date and whatever, right? So part of that experience of talking to the person, that face to face is not even there because we're relying on looks, right? They both come up, they both agreed and said, hey, we're interested in each other. So they got that all out the way, and now they're just sitting and drinking their coffee or whatever. So people haven't developed the skills sometimes that when you're approaching somebody to read the situation. Everybody ain't gonna be always great in every situation. I know somebody that got at somebody at a funeral, right? Everybody crying about this person, and they got at this person at a funeral, and it was successful, right? It was. Now, I'm not saying that that's the perfect situation for everybody to get at somebody, but for that person in that moment, at that time, with that vibe, it worked out. So, people lack experience these days, and you can't make that up on any other technology, anything you do. This is just the experience of I didn't grow up, having all the game. I had to experience some things. I had to go in at the wrong time and get shot down and realize, oh, okay, you know what? I was a little bit wrong. But I think there was this guy earlier and who called, and he was complaining about ladies. And he's the type of guy that will go through something but not learn from it. And I think a lot of guys are not learning from it. They just turn around and blame the women for it.
Right. Well,
what do you mean? I gotta know this and that.
Right. Well, how do you learn body language if all you're doing is listening to other dudes bitch about women all day, or telling you what to do with your dick, or telling you that you're a high value man type bullshit, or telling you the female hypergamous nature female. This is why don't date single mothers, don't mess with this kind of woman. So how are they even learning anything about women when all you're doing is bitching about women on that other side? What are you learning? How can you read anything except reading that you're becoming more asexual every day? How do you read body language when you bitching on it? Not you, but I'm saying when they bitch all the time. The majority of motherfucking dudes bitch more than ever go out there and try to meet women. Yeah. So how do they learn body language?
Right.
That's not true.
Oh, wait, the manosphere is? Have you ever heard of the manosphere?
Yeah, but that's not majority. That's not majority of men. Sorry. That's a very select few of men, and some of them are angry. Usually, the comments that you read are people that are angry.
Right, and
on a regular video of mine, on a video that does great, I'll get 40,000 views. The people in the comments are usually what people respond to, but that is not the majority of listeners. I may get 1,000 comments out of 40,000 views. Okay, so you take what you like and you leave what you don't. A lot of times that's how it goes. But you're looking at people that are so passionate and so hurt that they decide to go on something and comment on it.
Hurt?
Think about how many steps. Yeah.
But wait. It's prey. It's hunt or prey, brother. No. I'm just saying, young man. Listen, I'm trying to show you game because you young, brother. I'm older than you. I'm trying to tell you, it's either hunt or be hunted. These women don't give a fuck about weak men. And you better let they walk away, because most women will hunt these motherfuckers down. They don't give a fuck about your feelings. Life doesn't care about you. The game doesn't care about you. So all this, I'm hurt and all this other shit, fuck your feelings.
See, but you got to understand, this is kind of the concept. I mean, you don't have to understand.
Go ahead,
I don't know why I'm here. You're not gonna listen.
Yeah, go ahead, poor man. Yeah.
The concept is this, okay? You start by being enraged because you don't understand human nature. You go to a video where people understand it and break it down to you, but then they also tell you that you have to be better. Now, some content creators are not telling men that they have to be better and accountable.
That's
and
where
I
I'm
agree.
at. That's where I'm at. And that's where I'm at. Because I think that's dangerous right there when they do that.
That's egregious. right? But I'm not saying you should do that.
Yeah.
Give these people a place where they can vent, and then tell them what they have to do to be better and avoid that situation in the future. That's my content. I'm speaking for myself. Y'all want to talk about, like, I don't know, whoever y'all want to talk about.
Don't vent. That's feminine.
That's what I'm saying. Why do they need to vent?
Why do you? That's feminine.
Are you saying that a man can't? What do you think men do when they go to the barbershop and have barbershop talk?
No. This
don't vent.
This
Stop talking vent.
This is what I'm saying.
I never vented about
This is what I'm saying.
Like that.
This is what I'm saying. The point of the fact that they even
It just sounds like they don't have no damn leadership in their life.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. The point of them having to vent, you understand what I'm saying? Within itself, that right there already is the problem. Because the thing is that they're saying that, oh, well, they'll go to this content creator who's going to tell them about the reality of the truth or whatever.
Right. That's the problem right there. Why are you going to a content creator? You want to fix yourself. You need to do some spiritual guidance within yourself. Grab a book, write a journal. Like what you.
But there's nobody to tell.
Go ahead. Let the man pop.
You have to understand the people.
Poor man, Dan Lucario. You go.
The people that I'm talking about are people that, like you're saying, yes, they may exhibit feminine traits, and that's why they got taken advantage of. That's what we're talking about here. We're talking about men that are easily able to get taken advantage of. That's what happens. They get mad and they want to know why. They come to Red Pill content, and if it's a good Red Pill content creator, he teaches them why it happened and how they can change so that doesn't happen. And usually what I do personally is I teach them things about accountability. Be disagreeable. Tell women you have a plan. Go by your plan and avoid, like me and we've had these conversations before. So this is me personally. I understand y'all.
I say this, let me ask you
other Red Pill content creators. I'm explaining myself personally.
Let me ask you a question with love. Why are you appealing, not a fucking man? Because all that pill shit is fucking jargon bullshit that hold men back, because they rather be a pill than a man. Why do you, that pill shit is made up. That shit is only what, 10 years old? Men don't use no fucking pills and shit. Why can't you move away from that bullshit and be a man? Say, fuck that pill, fuck all that goofy shit, and I'm going to show you how to be a man. Because if you're teaching them a pill, then you've already defeated the purpose and you've lost these motherfuckers.
No, that's not how that works.
Pill. I'm a red, I'm a green pill, I'm a blue pill. Man, you ain't a fucking man if you a pill. Why can't you be a man instead of a pill? Tell me.
If men came and I just told them all of the problems are because of you, they wouldn't listen.
And that's the problem right there.
Exactly. Bingo. That's the problem. But see, here's the thing. You think that I preach female, or some people believe that Red Pill content creators preach female accountability for the sake of men. I preach female accountability for the sake of the black family coming together, because we cannot say that people are making good decisions about the men they choose if there are women that are still having
women have nothing to do with it.
See, hold on.
And I'm using examples because I could use anecdotal, but I'm not going to do that. Okay, we just talked about what Nick Cannon, didn't he just get another girl pregnant? Was it Nick Cannon?
What does that got to do with you?
But what I'm saying is, those women made bad decisions. I'm trying to get black women.
How is that a bad decision, though? If the child is taken care of, then why is it a bad decision? And what makes it a bad decision? Because it's not the traditional monogamous relationship?
In that particular example, it may not be as bad as of a decision, because
you mentioned it
is a millionaire, but we're talking about people that are just living everyday lives. This is
but
not.
These are people. People make mistakes.
Have the baby mama thing comes from that concept.
See, the whole problem is this: is that dudes do what happens is dudes fucked up, right? And then so they fucked up. They go to YouTube. Somebody says, "Hey, bro, it's okay you fucked up because it's not your fault. It's the women. And it's female nature. That's why you got into that situation." Instead of telling the guy he fucked up and he has to actually correct his view.
That's what you do.
No. But you said they want to vent. That's what I'm saying. The venting is enabling.
The venting is the feminine.
That's not true. But here's the problem. That's where we're going to disagree, number one. And number two, I don't only speak about females and what they do wrong for men. My channel is more diversifying because I approach women one-on-one and I tell them, if you're in college, we got women that were, man, when I was in college, I'm gonna just tell a little piece. All right. When I was in college, I would wear ripped up shoes. All right. I was wearing ripped up DCs that I had worn and I ran through in high school. I would be the first one at practice and the last to leave, and I had a flip phone. And guess what the girls cared about? The shoes. Now, I don't care because at this time I was already dating my girlfriend. I mean, I was way gone. I wasn't even focused on women, but I noticed it. You're trying to go after men that have nice tennis shoes, but are asking me for a ride to Walmart.
Because she can, because you're the one who's gonna do it.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, there was one girl
that I don't want to consider that person a weak, but a man that's getting rides from a girl to the next man's house, that's just what you're doing. She took advantage of you.
Right. Can I hold on real quick.
Taking advantage of a man.
Real quick.
She's the one that's pregnant, and she's left carrying the bag. That's what I'm warning women about. These women, like on my team, actually,
poor man.
The girl who won the first national title for the NJCAA. If you want to look up the name, you can. She got pregnant and her career was over because she dealt with and had nothing to offer.
Why? I don't.
So hold on, real quick, poor man. Well, poor man.
Steve,
hey, Steve, hold on, Steve. Hold on, Steve, poor man. So look, I want everybody in the comments to understand this. First, let me say this real quick, poor man. I want everybody in the comments to understand this. This is great dialogue. This is not black people hating each other. This is not black people like we have disagreeing. That don't mean we don't respect each other.
No,
that don't mean that we can't engage in these type of conversations, because what I'm seeing is that even in the comments, people are saying things like, "Oh yeah, this is how it goes," and then they think that we're mad at each other. No. We need to have these type of discussions to have each other understand each other more. So what poor man is saying, he has his viewpoint. Steve has his viewpoint. Courtney, we go all around. Everybody's had their viewpoints, but that don't mean that these discussions shouldn't happen because we disagree. The more we have these discussions, the more we communicate about these discussions, we're helping many people out. I'm a traditionalist. So I will say this. I don't agree with all these babies outside of the relationship. I will say that. The second thing is that I don't believe in blaming women because I believe men run shit. And because we run shit, it's hard to be a man. And let me tell you why it's hard to be a man. It's because men have to own the shit we fuck up on.
Bingo.
And if we fuck up on it,
I agree.
The thing is that I can't then share blame with the woman I'm with because I don't have no expectations for her to lead at all. If she decides to cheat, I can say, you know what? You cheated. You can have at it. Now, am I going to blame her for breaking up the family? And yeah, she has blame in that. She understands she's accountable. But as the man, I allowed this woman that I vetted, that I put in this position, so I got to take the fall. Big question for everybody. Everybody knows basketball analogies. There was a great coach named Doug Collins that coached a player named Michael Jordan. And he had Michael Jordan, and he had Scottie Pippen, and everybody knows that Doug Collins was a good coach. But they didn't win championships until the Z-Man came, right? The Zen Man. And when he came, his whole philosophy in regards of accountability and how things supposed to be ran, he brought them to another level. And what I mean by that is that men are say this, oh, well, those players on the team wasn't shit. I know Mike's cool, but he wasn't shit because, that's a good coach in Doug Collins. He wasn't performing right. Well, maybe the philosophy was different with this individual who changed the outcome of their success. So what I'm saying to you is that we can't complain about the past person in regards to what happened because you're the one making the decision, if you understand what I mean.
Right.
Well, we got three calls.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. My bad.
Yeah,
we got calls.
We got calls. 614 for the wait 817-240. 614. What's your question or comment, sir? 614 go once.
Hello?
Yes, what's your question, sir?
Yeah. I was agreeing with the Poor Man's podcast, and that the whole red pill thing is actually two parts of it. I know Steve don't get that, but it's about dudes getting pissed off first, because they're not getting treated right.
It's pissed off an emotion
because you're not attracted to her. So you obviously doing something stupid, right? Because you're not getting the results you want, and you're frustrated.
So
there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with a man talking to another man saying, "Damn, these bitches get on my nerves. I don't know what to fucking
Who
do."
says
That's
you're a
what
man, bitch?
When did? And see, that's where I have my problem. I'm old school too, though. Like, and that's where that may be a new school thing. This is what I'm saying. Like, I'm an old school guy.
Or he didn't learn shit. He just dogged the motherfucker out. Like,
hey man, relax your emotions real quick. I'm gonna let you speak, brother. Hey brother, relax your emotions and mute him real quick.
Put him on hold because he going crazy.
Okay, yeah. So what it is, and this is what I'm saying. I think he think that we was just okay. No, never mind. What I want to say to this man, and I'm gonna say it. I'm old school, and see, like, I can't speak for the poor man's generation's age group. I don't know how old you're. What, like 25, 26, right? 27, around that age. 25. So you're right there, right? So the difference is I got about 20-some years on my man, right?
That's what I said.
About 20 years.
So
what it is that as the men that I was raised around, the way men worked, we didn't complain together. We fixed problems ourselves. It was never an event. Like we didn't do that type of deal. And like, so when I think this is the gap between older and younger men, right? And this is the gap, I think, because a lot of the younger men, because of the statistics you talked about earlier, poor man, has been mommied up.
They don't have male guidance. That's why they come to red pill content.
But listen up, hold on. What I'm saying is, this is the male they've been searching for. The older men are here to speak, but yet we're being told that, it's okay that men get together and hug and cry on each other's shoulder and say, hey, man.
It really just dilutes the whole...
I know that hurt. You see what I'm saying? Like, as men, I told my son, he's 18 years old, about to be 19. I told my 18-year-old son that you make life of what you make it. Don't share blame on what you make of it.
All right, 50.
Go ahead.
Real quick. Let me prove a point how red pill content hurts these young men. All right, 614. You got a choice of 4 women on the panel. Go ahead and holler at them. Since you red pill and they teaching you shit, go talk to one of these women like you would if you got game, brother. Go ahead. No. Hold on. No. We're I'm gonna prove how that red pill shit fucks y'all up. Go ahead. Because somebody should be teaching some games. So go ahead. Wait. Pause you again. Because you said you red pill. You got 3 women that you could choose from. Spit game. You a pill, motherfucker. I'm gonna show you how that pill shit's bullshit. Spit game, brother. Go ahead. You red pill. Spit game with these women. Go ahead. Go. Find one. Go ahead.
First, I'm gonna say this.
No, not to us. Talk to the woman. Pick Nick. All right, we'll go Nikki. Go ahead and introduce yourself to Nikki and show us what red pill content does to y'all men in the game. Go ahead, talk to her.
With zero context, just.
That's how the game is, because I ain't
got shit to say just randomly. I don't.
Of course you don't, because you expect the woman to be already wrapped up in the pussy store to drop her at your door, right? You got a woman
right there. Nikki's right here for you.
There's a woman right there. Talk to Nikki.
But that's not what it's about.
It is what it's about.
It is what it's about, because here's the thing.
No, we don't.
Shush. Caller.
Whoa. I'll lead this panel before we do all that. I'll let you go, though. We're not going to do it like that.
Hold on. Notice how Nikki addressed the caller, because she see that he's weak.
Hey, poor man. She was talking to the caller, poor man.
Oh,
yeah.
Look,
you see, he's a bitch.
This is what happens. See, this is the thing with the whole red pill stuff. It's that the red pill gives you a space to have the red pill rage. And then the red pill rage is the constant moaning and bitching about the shit that's been done wrong to you by quote unquote women. So what happens is that they're saying they go to the content creator, and the content creator says, yo, this is the truth. This is the reality. The reality is women are going to do A, B, C, and D to you, right? What's happening is this. They saying that's female nature. But you know what else is female nature? Female nature is also a woman respecting you, a woman cooperating with you, following your lead. But guess what? That just didn't happen for you because you weren't doing the right things in the first place. So having the rage and all of that is a waste of time.
No, it's not.
Situation.
No, here's the thing. Sorry. Here's the thing. If I find out my man is going to another man or another woman or whoever else with our shit and not coming to me, you're gone. That shows me you're weak and you can't come to me and say, this is a problem.
Are you understanding what I'm like? I feel like
and that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna give you
these men are generally hurt.
Okay. Hold on, Steve. Let him speak. Hey, Steve, let him speak. Let him speak. We want to give him the floor. I want to give him the floor. Go ahead.
People can have been affected and not need good men, although they have been taken advantage of, doesn't mean that they can't then find a way to come out of that. Okay. So when they come to the content, I'm going to re-explain this. Like you're saying, these are men that don't have the skills. So like we said earlier, these men get walked on because they're generally agreeable. They come, and not only do they come, other women who have made bad decisions or maybe on the verge of making the bad decisions come. And we explain why women do certain things and why men do certain things. And you could take that information. Not only that, but when I talk to men, I always tell them be accountable for self. Anything that happens, even if you're a woman, if you've been taken advantage of by 6 different men, look at yourself because you're the only common denominator. If you're a man that has been taken advantage of by 6 different women, look at yourself because you're the only common denominator. Now, I will say y'all have really good points when you talk about other red pill content creators, people who just don't have that second part where they then tell you to better yourself if you want to avoid this from happening again. And they just
let me chime in, poor man. And I agree with you, but I think poor man, I think this is where the disconnect is because see, we're not actually talking to the women. So like what I'm saying to you is we're only addressing men. See, in your world, you address men and women. You see the difference?
That's what I said. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah,
I said
exactly. So
that was on what to do.
See, and that's what a disconnect was for me because I didn't understand it because I was like, okay, hold on. But see, now I understand because we only address men. Go ahead, Jay Roman.
I don't know about the red or blue pill. Like this is all new to me, all new discussion. Red, blue pill, and all this other stuff. I'm pretty simple. I never heard of and like Akeem, I'm an older guy. I have lived experiences and stuff like that. I don't think I need a red or a blue pill to explain when I fucked up. Okay, like I don't think I need. I would tell you this, that it's hard to concentrate on what you need to do if you're steady trying to deal out blame in other directions.
Right.
Because now basically what you're doing is trying to share accountability for your bad actions or your bad movement. And when that happens, you don't really take a hold of where you need to improve at. Because now we're sitting here and we're venting. And I can only imagine, because I ain't never been in a vent circle for guys. I just haven't been in that. Most of us will just walk away at some point in time. So I don't know how vent circles go, if that's part of the red blue pill or the blue. I don't know. But with most of the time when people vent, they start to take on shit that ain't really theirs. Yes. Because they just pile it on in the vent situation. Some girl did this to me. Well, this girl did this to me. And it's always about what's been done, what's going on. And you have this little powwow back and forth.
It's like y'all trauma bonding at this point.
Right.
Yeah. When do you say and turn around and say, because I will tell you this, the reason why people get stuff done to them is because they allow it to happen. And there's no bottom line in that.
I said that earlier. I said that word for word verbatim earlier.
No, that's not funny.
But you said you won't tell
me. Real quick,
I guess that's where we would agree.
Real quick, hold on.
Lines are blown up.
We got any calls? Yeah.
the
So
fuck.
this is what it is. We're gonna take one more call, and then we're gonna go around for final thoughts because we're gonna hit this 3-hour mark pretty shortly. So this is what it is. Again, I want to tell everybody before I let this call come on. This is powerful stuff because most worlds don't come together to talk. They normally hang out in different corners talking shit to each other. So I want to say again to my peoples, man, this is so needed in this community because, and I say community because I don't aspire to be in any space. The community that I'm in are a community of men who are honest with other men. Now, I don't really go talk to the women and do stuff like that. I that's not my thing, but I wanted them to come apart because a lot of things that men have been telling other men, they'll tell you that's not even true. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I wanted the interaction. So we're gonna let this call in, and then we're gonna go to everybody and have their final thoughts, and then we're gonna get up out of here.
All right, ladies, I'll let y'all pick. You got 817-240-917 and 646, ladies. Which one?
917.
Y'all want 917? All right. First one, 917.
I don't know where that's at. I don't know where that's at. I'm sorry.
I don't know. 917, you got picked. What's up?
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
What's going on? What's going on?
Can you hear me?
All right, we're gonna get to the next caller. Area code 646 or 240, ladies. Which one?
646.
All right, 646. You're up, sir. What's up?
Hello.
What's going on, sir? How you doing, man? What's going on?
Hey, I'm just leaving. I'm just kind of just doing a wrap up. I kind of agree with I kind of understand the older guys on the panel, and I also understand the Poor Man podcast. I mean, I agree 100% that if you're a man, then you just learn how to be accountable. And I find that the older folks, they were raised different. They were so they have certain values and they're accountable. But like I think the younger generation, they don't have those traits. They don't have certain traits, and it's very hard. There's a lot of men now, like younger men, that, like you guys said, are feminine and they're venting, and it's a problem. So the question is, how do you fix that? How do you get these feminine men?
Destroy that.
Well, there's always been feminine men. So it don't matter. It was in my generation. It's been feminine men.
Bitches, dog.
So it's always so.
Yeah, but
generations hasn't changed.
But there's more now.
No,
no. There's more recognized now because of social media. No, there's more recognized now because of social media. There's always been a plethora.
It's always been bitches, dog.
So that's not. I get what you're saying. Go ahead, sir.
It's true, but there's.
But what?
But
what's your question again? I'm sorry. What's your question?
How do you get these?
You destroy the manospheres and the peels, and you follow real fucking men. That's how you fix them.
So I would say this is how you fix it too, because I definitely agree that I don't think men should ever grow like I don't think men should ever be a part of someone's philosophy. I think you should build your philosophy off of the information that you obtain through your experiences or some of the things you believe in. And see, that's why I never understood the gang mentality, right? So we got a gang leader making all the shots, telling me what to do, how to live my life, what I got to do. Why am I a part of this? I'm a man. I think all men do things in their own way. So what I'm saying to us, I think a lot of it is titles, right? Shit. When you got titles, I have a problem with the level of theory that's there that they're saying that you should live by. All I'm saying is that as a man, you got to decipher that yourself and come up with solutions. So I think the biggest solution for men and women for this change to happen, for younger men and older men to have conversations. I think younger men need to make sure they get mentors in life to help them with experiences that may encounter, and not look at us as being dinosaurs, as if the things that we do or have done is played out. Like they're saying, oh, the game is different now. And no. It's broadcast now because it's on social media. There's always been gold diggers. There's always been cheating women. There's always been women who act certain way. It's just glorified now because they social media. Then you got music that's changed, right? So the culture of visuals have changed, but the perception is the same. A man is the one who stands on his principles and controls his own narrative, not dictated by somebody else's philosophies. So I appreciate the call, sir. We're going to go around this panel of extinguished people, and I really appreciate everybody that tuned in, man. I'm telling you, I'm going to be getting on a lot more in this way because I think this conversation needs to happen. We'll start with the ladies up top, and then poor man, you're the one at the end. So we'll go to you at the end, and then we'll come down to all the men.
So for me, I'm glad this conversation was had. I think we have to understand that it takes a man in order to plant a seed, which means he has to lead. He has to choose the woman that's of value to go ahead and carry and nurture his seed. So if that's the case, then men have to say, this woman isn't worthy. I'm not going to entertain her, so I won't have another problem after this, like a domino effect. It's accountability on a man's part. If he is a leader. Now, today we have a lot of males that feel like they know how to fuck and feel like that makes them a man, and that's not the thing. So then we have a lot of single women who end up with babies and no father to raise their babies because those males that they fucked never had a father in place that showed them how to lead, nor do they feel a need to lead because society doesn't tell men that they need to lead. They tell men that it's okay to complain about the women they picked. And so we have to say, okay,
exactly.
It starts with the men knowing you as a leader, you start the life because you choose the woman that brings about the life that's had. And I think once it gets back to that, men will get back to being picky, focusing on their value, picking women of good characteristics and good value. And women will get back to, oh, if I don't do X, Y, and Z and focus here and have something about me to be picked as a wife, then no man will want me. So I have something else to reach for. But she won't do that if men will just come and get her when she's doing nothing, when she's bringing nothing to the table, nothing of value. A lot of women out here brag about the fact that they don't have to clean, they don't have to cook, they don't have to do anything. I'm not having his babies. And if he gets me pregnant, I'm going to get rid of it. And they're bragging about that. When did that become a brag?
Exactly. See, now you're doing red pill. That's simple. You're holding women accountable for their choices. That's good. I'm not against.
But I don't think that's red pill.
Hold on real quick.
Pill.
Hold on real quick. We're gonna go you, Courtney. Let's go.
So I do agree a lot with what Shan just said. It is really up to the man because again, you do start the life. You decide the woman that you're going to do that with, and the fact that the poor, poor man. I respect what you said, and I hear what you're saying. I just feel like the accountability kind of starts with the man first. It starts with the man first because he's the one deciding who's he's giving his seat to. And yes, maybe the culture has changed, the entertainment, the influencers have changed. But if you have strong leadership roles or position people in your life, then I feel like you would be making better decisions more so than complaining about, all these women are having single, the statistics. And I just think that's just my thought. But this was a really dope discussion. And thanks for having me.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Here we go. We got Nikki.
I agree with both of them, what they said. All the gentlemen on the panel could easily bring someone and know what the seed and pick out a good woman. And if he has a problem with her, be able to sit down and say, this is an issue. And me as a woman, I'm going to listen to that and go, okay, well, this is my issue. How do we work it out? And don't be afraid, going back to the very basics, don't be afraid to fail. Anything in life, and I hate doing this, but it really boils down to the simplest thing. And Edison quoted it. He said he didn't fail 1,000 times, to make a light bulb. He just found 1,000 ways not to do it. So the more you try and put yourself out there, the more you're going to find out, okay, this didn't work, that didn't work. Maybe I should try this. But don't be afraid to approach us. Like it was pointed out, 30 seconds, and you can do a lot with 30 seconds, a real lot. But if it fails, just own up to it and go, oh, you know what? And turn it into a joke. I love to laugh. I love to laugh. Make me laugh, and you've got me there, and keep the conversation going. But you are held accountable because it's your seed. Your seed is the one that makes the life. It's not the vagina. It's your seed. So if you are going around and sticking it in this woman, this woman, this woman, this woman, guess what? You better be able to own up. This woman, this woman, this one was a bad choice. If it was a bad choice.
I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Hey, where did poor man?
Who was the next one?
It's supposed to be.
I'm in.
Okay, poor man. Okay, here we go. Hold on, let's get you.
I got you.
All right.
Oh yeah, come on now. You already know I'm coming with it. All right.
Go ahead, poor man.
Let's get it going.
Okay, so here's the thing. I do agree that we should hold men accountable. But the problem is, if we have 10 men that are held accountable and they understand about self accountability, they understand where they need to be, they understand where they need to go, right? We can have 9 of those men be like that. But the one man that isn't like that is the one that goes out and creates babies that he leaves alone, right? And we do understand, and I think that we can all agree that single mothers with there's no father figure lead to more weak men, generally speaking, right?
100.
So then you get more men that don't want to take care of their responsibilities. So we do have to ask ourselves if there is, like I said before, if a man has 5 baby mamas, that means that 4 women were irresponsible of the man they chose to sleep with. Now, I do agree. Yeah, no, he was irresponsible. That's one man. There are 4 women that were irresponsible. And that's where the damage is done, because that man doesn't take care of those 4 boys or girls that come out. Because when there's girls, I think their chances double or triple of having a baby before the age of 18. Okay. So then it usually recycles. All right. So what I'm kind of getting at is, yes, a lot of you got to hold men accountable, but I mean, women can't not be held accountable for the choices they're making. So I get it. But yeah. And yeah, I appreciate y'all for having me on. This was great. I like it.
Oh man, it was great. Here we go. This is Jay Roman. It's you, Jay Roman.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm on. Just for the Poor Man Podcast show. I hear you, and I would agree that accountability in anybody's actions, their own actions, they need to be accountable for. I can just say for myself, the way you kind of put it initially seemed like to me it was just a way of being coddled, and I understand that this younger society is into more of the mental health and all that, and so when you touched on the women's accountability, but talking about men and the mistakes they did, it just kind of felt like it was a way of being coddled, where it's okay, go ahead and you're accountable for something, but they're horrible too. So, not too much. And so I can understand a little bit more, that you explained a little bit more. So yeah, I'm with you on that. And I think if you look at society today, is society improving or is it getting worse? Are things improving with our cultures or getting worse? Like if we really look, and then what's the difference? What has really changed? And one of the major changes I see is, and that I deal with, is men, young men. And it's so funny to me how we have this age difference right now. I think you said you're like 25, right?
Yeah.
25. Okay. So, I definitely got you for some years. But when I look at the ladies who, to me, has a range of age too, they're pretty similar when it's making the statements about men. that it didn't matter the age, they're going to test you because they don't want weak men. They don't want weak men. They have to weed out these weak guys. And if you're weak, some of them might use you, some of them might get rid of you. But here we are with two different kind of views on certain things that we have to understand that as soon as they get to testing you and you fail, they realize you're a weak man. And now you're going to give that person, that guy, something to complain about. And he goes into, I don't know, which pill is it? The blue pill or the red pill?
Yeah, red pill is generally it's about human nature on my end. I mean, other people like to just complain. But yeah, and blue pill is kind of the absence of that. So it's just when you don't know that women are capable of taking advantage of you, and you don't know that men are able to take advantage of you.
Wait to say something.
We got you next. Go ahead, Jay Roman.
So,
finish
so
up
with
so
that
we can
understanding, at some point though, I grew up in an invert sort of world. Like, if there was an issue, I handled that issue. Like, I didn't have to go anywhere to anybody else and cry about the issue before I handled the issue. And I was raised with a father that would look at you and be like, that's your issue, go handle it. And I never forget the day I came home, and this is just an example of growth and the difference is that, I went down the street and I got beat up by this kid. There's three boys and I grew up in a big boy family. I come down the street, I see my dad's car and I'm like, ooh, I'm about to tell. I go to tell my dad and he looks at me and says, get down the street and whoop his ass. Or you're gonna have to deal with me. So you know what I did? I went down the street to whoop his ass. Well, I don't think I won. So I came back. Now my older brother was there. And my dad's there, and they all looking at me like, what's the deal? And did you win? And just by me not answering, they told me to go back down the street. So I went down the street again. I come back, I felt like I won that time. And then they found out it was actually the older brother and not the brother my age. Then my dad went down the street to talk to his dad. But the point is that it didn't matter what the situation was. Whatever happened, I had to handle it. And I think that when we have this cry society, we get to the point where we have this little crack in the armor that we start to let those feminine sort of behaviors seep in, where we start to say, you know what, it's okay to cry. It's okay to coddle each other, do this. And then we start to lessen the man values that have been this whole time growing. Now we're starting to make 100% of a man, you got to have 20% feminine and then 80% man. Like, I don't understand that. I think that's part of society where we're starting to lose that. And the ladies are asking and it's saying, we don't want that. We want a stronger man. We don't want a weak man.
All right, man. I appreciate you, man. We'll get Steve up here.
I got a lot of
points. We got Lucario and then myself.
All right, Poor Man Podcast. I got love for you. Let me ask you one question. How many pussies does a woman have, brother? I'm serious. How many pussies does a woman have? A Poor Man Podcast.
Is that a real question?
See, now that's why I rest my right there. All right, don't you answer my question. Biggest problem is, and this respect to you, Poor Cat, but I'll keep things real. You too damn. You're 25 years old. You don't know shit about manhood or the game. To even ask me, is that a real question? Shows the lack of motherfucking game you have. You don't know how to teach men how to be motherfucking men, dog. Because what you're doing, you can't even tell me how many pussies a woman have. You know what? How are you going to sit there and teach men how to be romantic, sensual, smooth, sexual, kinky, dirty, nasty, how to communicate with women if you don't know how many pussies a woman have? Number one. Number two, with that baby mama, 5 baby mamas, let me tell you the truth, brother. When these motherfuckers turn off your show, they will still run behind those bitches. They will still cupcake those women. They will still try to date those women. They're not going to tell you, but they still going to run behind those motherfuckers. And if a woman treats you like a bitch, then you deserve to be treated like a bitch. Now, let me get to my another point. Here's the thing. See, what you're doing, poor man, is what the problem is. You're going around teaching these guys and say, well, if women do it, why can't we do it? All right, cool. So if women suck dick, should y'all be sucking dick then? Because apparently y'all want to be all about what the women do. Because Here's the thing that you don't know. You're 25 years
Wait,
old.
what are you talking about? If women do something, we're supposed
I'm
to
gonna let
do
you.
it?
I'm gonna let you respond. I'm gonna let you respond, poor man. I'm gonna let you respond.
Ever. Actually, what
We
I
know
do,
that. We know that, poor man. That's why I'm saying I'm gonna let you respond. I'm
what
gonna
I
let
do,
you respond.
I'm very traditional. I take care of all of the bills in my household. And
That don't give a fuck. That don't make you a man. Why do y'all motherfuckers think because y'all do shit that make you a man?
Well, I also take care.
Because you pay bills, that makes you responsible, motherfuckers. That don't make you a man.
Bingo.
But again,
I'm responsible for me and my wife. I don't know.
Okay, and I appreciate that, but here's the problem. You have a responsibility as a fucking man and not a pill to teach these motherfuckers the game ain't about women, brother. The bottom line is the game will never be about fucking women. So what the fuck are y'all complaining about if the game ain't about women? But last thing I want to say to all those that's listening, let me tell y'all, if they talk pills, hypergamy, metal, high value, fucking crying, moaning, bitching, run like hell, because these motherfuckers can't teach you how to be a man, because a man is never a pill. A man will never be a pill, and a man will never get around other fucking men. And I don't care how young you are, because you know what? When you get out of high school, you a fucking man, if you are one. So all this, we're different. This is a different year, and this is a different time. Y'all gotta understand what we're going through, because I tried to talk to that girl, and she said no to me, and I just don't understand. Well, you know what, Bob? It's okay. I'm gonna put my arm around you, and you know it's gonna be better. And let's go on YouTube and find somebody to make us feel better. Okay, and then they go to God. Listen, and I'm saying this with
You know what that's called? That's called the straw man argument.
But brother, what I'm saying is,
Hey, poor man. I'm gonna let you respond. You got a response right after him.
I'm gonna respond. I'm saying to you, my brother, you ain't, and I say this with love, you ain't a man enough to teach men how to be men, because you're a pill, nigga. A man is not a fucking pill. And let me tell you how y'all do this. Y'all all about the money bag, because you know that crying about women is the thing to do. And all you're doing is that you're latching yourself on to unsuspecting guys who are getting manipulated by you motherfuckers. Because if you a real motherfucking man, you wouldn't be a motherfucking pill, but you're 25. And that's a goddamn shame to think you're a man. What the fuck do you know about life at 25 fucking years old when you don't even know how many pussies a woman have?
You just said when you graduate and you're 18, you're a man. I mean, now you're saying that you're not a man if you're 20. But I get you.
Hold on one second, Steve. Hold on one second, Steve. We're gonna let him speak. You're gonna let him get his off. Go ahead.
I mean, I don't know what else I could do to, I guess, quote unquote, prove my manhood other than take care of the responsibilities around me and always.
I think poor man. I
accountable
think
for
what
I do.
I poor man. I don't think he's saying that. I think ultimately what he's saying is, if men live by pills, they can't be called men, because you're living by someone else's theory of what a man is. You see what I'm saying? So like you live in your own life as your own person. You have your views, you have your thoughts, you have your responsibilities as a man. Now, if you're saying that, hey, I'm red pill, then how are you being a man, because you're adopting other people's theory on what a man should be when you're different from that? You get what I'm saying?
But some of your followers they come to you for advice, right?
Exactly, advice but you're a man though.
Exactly.
As a woman,
Like,
hang on.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Nikki, one second, Nikki. One second, Nikki. I just wanted him to respond to that, and then I'll let you speak, Nikki. Okay. 1 second. Go ahead, poor man.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I think there's a misconception about what I do, and I understand it. I'm not expecting everybody to agree, but my goal is my goal, and I'm pretty goal oriented. So when I have one, I stick to it.
That's man shit.
If
right?
you can prove to me in some way that women are not taking part in the destruction, and men both are not taking part in the destruction of the family, and this is not only about Black people. This is about all of America. All right, you don't get a strong country without strong family values. It's that simple. I don't understand how much more of an example you would want me to be, other than marrying a woman that has been my high school sweetheart, by the way. Marrying her, taking care of her, taking care of my family, taking care of all of the bills, which is what I count as traditional, while she takes care of the housework. I don't know what more you would want me to do.
But just
but
like
I
in the
wouldn't
Christian
be willing
Bible,
to do
the
it 'cause
Christian Bible says that the Christian Bible says we send the image of God through his son, right? So his son is a man. So if that's the high praise, then that's the person of the leader, right?
Right.
So do you think Jesus is going to complain? I don't want to get into that. I think me and you need to have our own discussion in regards, because I'm with you. I'm a traditional guy, but we can't then blame anyone but the leader. So I'm going to let Nikki speak real quick. Then I'm gonna go to Lucario.
Let me do one more.
Go ahead.
I don't blame women for the sake of men. Okay. I hold women accountable for the sake of themselves. That's what you got to understand. Okay. If you don't, as a woman, even understand why you are picking horrible men, because women do that all the time, then you will never get better as a woman to meet a good guy to get that combo. It just won't happen. So
I don't think
everybody
women
has to be
pick men.
responsible of what they do.
Yeah.
What you do matters, and take accountability for it. That's simple. I'm sorry, y'all.
I got you. I don't think I'm seeing that's the thing. I don't think nobody needs to be sorry for what they believe. And that's what I'm talking about. So you believe in something. I'm good with that. As long as you stand on it. Give it a second, Nikki. Let's go.
Okay. I'm sorry.
And then Lucario. All right, let's go.
I'm sorry,
All right.
poor man. But when I hear you speak as a woman, I hear victim, 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 victim. Yeah. And on your point of saying women need to choose, do you know there's also men that have also stepped up to the plate and raised children and was a man? I'm a product of that. I'm a big product of that. And I was raised by a traditional man. He raised me to think like what they're talking, own me, own what I'm standing up to, own what I've done wrong. And, if I don't do it, nobody else will. So what I'm saying to you is I think there are bad choices on both sides. And both sides need to be held accountable, but it's not one side over another or another over the other. Both sides need to go, you know what? This was not the right decision. I own up. I'm going to pull up my little girl thong, just put my shoulders back, thrust my tits forward, and make a better decision next time. And if that one messes up, guess what? That didn't work. I'm going to try this next thing and keep going from there. But to say that women are making this bad decision picking men also make bad decisions picking women. But they're also, and what I'm trying to celebrate also, there are great men that stand up and own up when women do fail.
All right. Thank you, Nikki. We're going to go to Lucario next.
All right, man. Okay. This is the thing. What I find interesting, because I want to talk about, because we talk about weak men. This was like the basis of the show, and then we started getting into the red pill thing, and I think that's good because I think that red pill. Okay, look at it this way: Derek Jackson, Steve Harvey, is basically red pill, and what I mean is that they're doing the same exact thing as the red pill content creator talking to men. What Derek Jackson and Steve Harvey is doing is that they're telling women what they want to hear to make them feel better about the bad decisions that they made or the situation that they're in, right? But when we look at someone like Derek Jackson and Steve Harvey, we look at the women who follow that advice as fools. You understand what I'm saying? But for some reason, when men are talking to other men in the same manner, we don't look at it like that. They're just venting and they're just having a safe space. You understand what I'm saying? And so the difference between the Derek Jacksons and the Steve Harveys is that the Derek Jackson and the Steve Harveys, at least they're talking to women. So women have that space to feel that way and all that other stuff. Men can't afford to do that. You understand what I'm saying? So this is what we're saying, where men are wasting time with the whole venting thing. So if you realize that you fucked up, it's like all you need is like 2 to maybe 5 minutes tops to reflect and go through that rage. Cool. 5 minutes is up, it's done, move on. Like start thinking about solutions so that you can, for the next time or the next go round, you don't fuck up and then you know what to do for the next time. So when it comes to this thing where you have the content creators and they're saying, well, they're telling them the truth. It's like, yes, they're telling you the truth about what's happening on this side of the spectrum. But guess what? On the other side of the spectrum, there are men who actually have women, like I said, who respect them, who cooperate, who are actually doing the things that they need to do in that situation. But on their side of the spectrum where they fucked up, they have women who treat them like shit and who played them because they weren't doing what they needed to do as a man in the first place. So instead of recognizing that and just taking that on the chin and keeping it moving, they want to watch red pill video after red pill video, guy after guy coddling them and pandering to them and telling them, hey, it's not your fault, it's these women and all this other stuff, right? And see, I do agree with Poor Man when he said that, you know, women need to be held accountable as far as certain things that they're doing on their end. What I don't agree with is that a lot of times when guys are venting, they're expecting women to be held accountable so that the men can feel better about their fucked up decision dealing with the woman. So they're like, I'm feeling this way and I'm feeling upset because you did something to me. You understand? Instead of the guy understanding that the situation happened because he created that situation. So when we say, listen, we're not going to sit here and coddle you and we're going to teach you about understanding your value as a man and being on some man shit, the whole rage there's no room for that. We don't got time for no rage. You understand what I'm saying? The most time we got is take 2 to 5 minutes, sit in the corner, cry, and then come back and let's get on some real shit. You understand what I'm saying? And so what I'm saying is that with the internet, you got a lot of dudes out there who are gravitating to this type of talk. And again, because I know we've been going hard on Poor Man podcast or whatever, but we're not talking about you specifically. So I don't want you to think we're doing that. I'm talking about just in general, the space of the quote unquote
exactly
pill
just in
thing.
general, bro.
Right, just in general. It's the space of the red pill thing is they're congregating all of these guys who have been quote unquote hurt. You understand? And trying to lick their wounds instead of actually punching them in the chest metaphorically and say, listen, let's just get on some real shit so that we can move forward. You see what I'm saying? And so that's the thing I look at it as. It's this continuation of trying to promote more and more weakness. And I think that's the issue. And I feel like it's gotten so big that a lot of guys, they don't actually want to be men. Because like 9050 was saying, it's actually hard to be a man. This is because you actually have to take responsibility. You have to be on point. You have to be able to feel that hurt and actually take that shit on the chin and keep it moving because you have a responsibility as a man to be better than all of this shit. You see what I'm saying? This is why I got a t-shirt. The t-shirt says, I'm God to these hoes. You understand? Imagine you was praying to God and God started venting to you. How could you respect God if God is venting to you? God is supposed to have the shit handled. You understand what I'm saying? So you being the God that you are, why are you venting? Why aren't you just taking responsibility for the situation that you made happen and then just correcting what you need to do and keeping it pushing? So that's my take on it.
Hey man, I appreciate that, Lucario, man. So real quick, as I'm about to get up out of here, we're gonna have, I'll bring everybody's face on. But I just want to say last thing, and I'm gonna make mine quick because it's 3, it's late. All right. It's late. So I just believe, and when I was younger, real quick, when I was younger, I'm from the hood. I'm from the bottom. So like everything I have, I've earned, and I view things in the window of solutions, because if I would just accept my environment on what my environment gave me, then I would be in prison, or I would be not being so successful in my life because I accepted the fact that my life was delivered to me in that way. I couldn't help that, it was hard to eat because we didn't have anything to eat. So we had to go find a way to make it happen. What I'm trying to say is that as men, one of our biggest things I feel like as men we're problem solvers. We're solution oriented. So we can't live in that space by complaining about what's not. So at the end of the day, I don't want to associate myself with anything but my own beliefs, because I'm my own man. I'm my own man who teaches people around me to live in their own space, their own thought process. Don't follow anything. I had homeboys at a very young age that was serious gang banging cats that just live their life in a way that they believe that other people was living their life. And because I believe that the space that men have created, that we get on here and we communicate with other men, positive or negative. There's a space to find whatever you need. But I will tell you, as men, you need to pave your own way for success. And the only way to do that is through experience, listening to older people, and embracing the fact that you're going to fail. Failing is a part of being a man. Being rejected is a part of being a man. Complaining will keep you stagnant as a man. It won't move you forward. And again, I want to thank everybody. That's come on this panel today. Man, when I tell you that the numbers is great, the numbers is heavyweighting. I just want to say again, I want everybody to I want you guys to follow everybody. I'm gonna say what the Poor Man Podcast say, man. What do you say? Help a brother out. Help a brother out. Go ahead and put some likes on the page. Go ahead and subscribe to Mr. 1950. We're gonna do this every other week. We should be doing shows and panels like this to discuss things, to have points on things, to be passionate about things. But at the end of the day, we have one purpose, and that's to get better each and every time. Anybody got anything to say before we get up out of here? Otherwise, I'm gonna end it.
Good.
All right, everybody, we are out. Peace out.